Hey, party people. We're actually live tonight at 9:30. I was going to put in the chat to go live at like 9:45, but if we can get in and get this show on the road, wrap up, and, settle in to the weekend, that would be awesome too. So we're going to get into the countdown and let the show begin.
Staring at herself in the mirror on the restroom door. Voices in her head that mirror what she's heard before.
Hey y'all, how are you guys doing this fine Saturday night? How's the weather treating y'all? It's been interesting to say the least. How are you guys sort of settling into the Mars retrograde energy? Let me know. I'm still just kind of like getting the cards together. Oh, look at y'all. Yes. I'm doing good, guys. I'm doing good. I'm just seeing what's sort of going on in the cards. I'm just shuffling it all, getting it ready for us for tonight. I actually had some stuff fall out. Oh. Girl, I know what you mean. And yes, I'm laughing at Ariana. Look, okay, so I'm gonna put it up, Ariana. I hope you're cool. But yeah, Ariana says, guys, I'm okay, but I got into trouble at work because this guy told on me for asking him for his birthday. Listen, girl, there's memes about us on Instagram. But I'm the same way. Like if somebody says to me, oh, somebody showed up in my life, what star sign are they? Do you know their birthday? Can we look into their natal chart? Like that? Listen, that's how you really get to know someone. So I hear you on that. But he probably felt like he wasn't comfortable about his files being accessed, because now they're catching on. It's a subconscious thing because they're not like believing, but they're catching on. They realize what's happening. I said hi to them first and asked them how they were doing. Oh, yeah, because you got to warm them up to it, right? You got to warm them up to it. Listen, you have to. Listen, Shruti, you have to, okay? Because people are going to give you their representative, and whilst you're getting to know the representative, like take note of that character as well, because that's the pattern that you may have to sort of like navigate with later down the line, if you so choose. It depends on what the chart says, right? But yeah. I guess he didn't like it. Yeah, I guess he really didn't like the idea of his files being accessed. Then beautiful. What can you do? They are catching on though. We're gonna have to find like another strategy. Listen, it's the best thing to do. Okay, it cuts out all the BS. You just get straight to the nitty gritty of it. Sorry, some cards fell out as I was coming into the space, so I wasn't sure about what the message was about. So I just wanted to I put it to the side just so that I can see. I'm like, what are you guys talking about? Let's see. I know I'm like, me too. Yeah, listen, it's a thing. Okay. Nobody wants to be navigating with the representative when at any minute the rug could get pulled and you don't know who's actually going to show up to the shit show. Okay? How am I supposed to get to know someone without asking questions? Listen, Ariana, we see each other, okay? It has to be done. This is really how you get to know a person's psyche and their emotional sort of like layering as well. So I know, but honestly, some people, they're not really that connected with themselves. So they don't want you knowing this information about them. They're like, yeah. No. I know. Listen. I feel like I have to walk on eggshells on my job because people keep telling on me, yeah, yeah, that's that's the thing. Honestly, I get that because when you're different, isn't it? I can't even put it any other way. When you're different, you're just different. So it's just one of those things. The way that you interact with the world is different. The way that they choose to interact with you is a little bit different. Fear is a real thing, okay? And naturally, as humans, we fear what we don't know. So people just, they tend to gravitate towards that. I think this was the last list that was written in the chat. Correct me, guys. Hello, Scenaria. Let's say, hey, Ash13. Smaragda, hey, beautiful, angelic love. Nice to have you in the room. Okay, Gypsy. I said hey to Shruti earlier. Okay. Yeah, people know, I guess. They know. Yes, you can join the list. I don't know what's going on with the list at the minute. Can we get a new list with everyone added if possible, guys? Because I think that this was the last list done, but I think there's more. There's more to the story, is what I'm hearing. So if someone could help me out and see if we could get like something together from Rashika. Oh, got an incoming, guys. Bear with me. Bear with me. Oh, they're gone. That was a mister. I did say I was going on live, but oh, Trinidad and Tobago. That's what's up. Love that. We love that. That's Ash13. Sorry, I'm like going through the chat. The chat got filled like really quickly. We dived into some, interactions straight off the bat. Shaylee. Oh, hey. Well, the guides delivered the message. They let you know that I'm in these YouTube streets. How about that? That's what's up. I love that. I'm doing good, love. So, Gypsy, we're gonna go and start with your question, but please, can we get yes, thank you, Shruti. Yes. Okay. I think that's where we're at with the list. Is that where we're at with the list, guys? Let me know. But we're gonna start with Gypsy. If you're in the building, Gypsy, give us your message. Give us your question. Sorry, and I came back to the message. My bad. I was thinking and talking at the same time. Yeah, then we'll dissect it for you and see what the guides have to say. See what's going on in your world. Oh, love reading for November. Okay. Well, let's see. Let's go and dive into it. That was interesting, guys. There's a lot going on there. Okay. November. Oh, sorry. Let me just clear the cards for you. Get the energies nice and right for you. They're asking for a little bit of a cleanse. So I'm just getting them nice and smoked over this incense I've got going over here that you guys can't see, but is necessary. Trust me. The tool. 10 people lost, done. Oh, awesome. Okay. Done. There we go. This is us being up to date, and I think that this is the list. Hey, Pumpkin Soul. I was thinking about you, beautiful. I think I scrolled across your name on my WhatsApp, like maybe yesterday, actually. Probably the 1111 portal sort of like brought us into alignment. But yes, let's go and dive into what's the Shaylee? What's the Hey, beautiful. Nice to see you, my love. You know what I mean when I say see you, right? I know you see me, but I see you too. Okay. I hate my love life so much. I keep liking guys that aren't available. I feel like he might be interested, but he's scared. He looks at me a lot. He might be. Okay, we're gonna go and dive into okay, Shaylee wants to be added onto the list as well. Can we get her onto the list as well, please? That would be nice. We're gonna dive into Gypsies. Let's get Gypsy stuff up on the screen, actually. Let's get Gypsy stuff up on the screen. Okay, there we go. Right, guys. Gypsy wants to know what's going on in love this month. Okay. Oh. Oh, okay. Break it down for me. What do we see happening for Gypsy this month in love? Okay, thank you. Okay. Okay. Oh, let me see what's going on in the chat since then. Sorry, my bad, guys. Yes, you can, Shaylee. You can get added to the list. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that you lost all your contacts. Listen, it's all good. It's all good. Okay, so we're gonna go into Gypsy stuff because I'm gonna get completely sidetracked with the chat, right? So what I'm seeing, and I laughed initially, right? Because I feel like I was getting like remnants of the previous sort of time I tuned into this space for you. I'm sure I tuned into this space for you. We had the discussion about an unrequited love situation. That's not the cards that have popped out this time, but it was funny because it was like in the mix of everything that was going on beneath the surface. So it's clear that we're still sort of like sitting that class. Much to Ariona's thing about the love life situation, I'm gonna touch in on that like separately, but yeah. What I'm seeing with the situation for you this month is that it really is just about you kind of like reserving your energy. I don't necessarily, and we had this discussion already about something, someone potentially from the past sort of like just kind of like passing by. There's an attraction, but it's not anything that really sort of like develops as a soulmate connection per se. And you're kind of like retreating from that, withdrawing yourself from that, just kind of like being flattered, I guess, by the chivalry, I guess I'm hearing the chivalry of it. Just to sort of like reach out to sort of check in and looking to kind of see where you are. This may be a little bit of an old, recent maybe not so recent. I want to say maybe within the last couple of years type flame, um, who may just be sort of like checking in to check in. This Mars retrograde energy, I guess, kind of like giving them an opportunity to poke their head in, but you don't bite the bait, I guess. So that's still where we're at with the situation. Things are developing, I guess, and you're kind of like moving forward, letting go of any sort of like control issues around the situation, like, oh, maybe I should have said this, or I should have done that with the situation, or maybe I should have responded this way, and all of these things. It really is just like it, because it seems like it's one of those situations that kind of like it happens so quickly, I guess. That it leaves questions as to like how one could have dealt with certain things, but it really was just supposed to be that quick in and out, peek their head in type situation. So it really ain't that serious. It happened exactly how it's supposed to happen. I'm still getting the timeline between sort of like mid-month, so between the 14th, 15th, right the way up until sort of like potentially the 22nd, 23rd. So there's a little window there where I guess this turning point in the experience starts to develop. Okay, but it things happen so quick with this. It's an unrecorded love story essentially. So it's just how it plays out, I guess. But yeah, that is pretty much it. Beautiful. Okay, he did tell you his birthday then. That's what one would do. Look up his chart. Absolutely. Gemini moon, Libra rising. Oh, yeah, he might have those placements. It depends on his timing, but it will be sort of like near enough. I think the one thing that may be likely to change is more the moon, if anything, with the timing, because the moon changes every 2.5 days. So I don't hesitate telling my birthday as well, Shruti. I'm like, listen, Pisces in the building. Okay. Oh, we going on birthday. My birthday. Okay, okay, okay. Mercury in Virgo. See, this is thank you, Gypsy. I'm so sorry. I just dived into the chat. This is why I'm like trying to focus on the reading, guys, so I can like be in and like, out with you guys. But I'm getting drawn in because there's so much. It does give you so much. Like I would rather just know a person's before I make a decision on you. I need to know what your path may be like, because I don't know if I want to get dragged into your tides. I may get lost in them. It's important, man. It's definitely important. Gemini in the building. Yes. Yes, shitty. Oh, hey, Charlie. Pisces in the building. Yes. No, you're not distracting me. Listen, I'm easily distracted. You can't distract someone that doesn't want to be distracted. I'm like that. Okay, Pisces, flaky. Many tangents. Okay, right, guys. Let's go ahead and have a look at the next person. Let me see if I can even find the list again. Dang, y'all. Okay, where are we with the list now? Let me see if I can. Mina, I don't know if Mina's up. I don't know if Mina's up. The time difference is real, y'all. If Mina hasn't been in the chat in a while, she's probably not up. She's probably drifted off, unfortunately. We'll circle back to Mina because I don't think she's with us. Yeah. Oh, March Pisces. Hey, that's what's up. I love that. Yeah, I think she is sleeping. I think she is sleeping. Let's let her sleep. God's like, you know what? You're good for now. You're good for now. Oh wow. Interesting. Oh, we're all like laying out our like astrology aspects of ourselves at the minute. I love this, right? Because for me, this is like normal conversation. I feel like it should be just in the collective normal conversation where we come to the table and just like spew it out, okay? Um yeah, we're all good. We are all good. That's okay. That's okay, Giuseppe. All good. We're doing good though. Oh, Mercury in Aries. That's what's up. That's what's up. Hey, okay. Sorry, y'all. See, this is what I mean. Let me go. Shruti, can you give me yes, please? I want to know will my interview. Okay, let me put it up on the screen just so that I don't lose it. Okay, because things are moving so quickly and I'm getting distracted. My guides are like, right. I'm like, sorry. They know that they know who they're working with. Okay, they know how to get my attention. I want to know how will my interview go with a client next week, and is there any guidance I might have for this new job of mine? Oh, this is lovely. I love that the stars are aligning for like a new placement in your life with the situation. We're going to close it out with some angelic guidance, but we'll pull the tarot and see how things are likely to unfold with this situation. Hey, beautiful. M22 in the building. Lovely to see ya. Where are we, guys? Listen, I don't even know where the list is at the minute, to be fair. There's been a lot that's been going on. But sure. Sure. Okay, interesting. Right. Let's see what is going on. We want to know, right? For Shruti's. Oh, okay. Ha, thank you. Listen. Let's 48% water. That's intense, girl. That is intense. I am so glad that for the most part my chart's got good balance of like water and earth, but I'm telling you, bits of fire as well. The bits of fire I can contain with the water and earth energy. I feel like I contain it really well for the most part, but sometimes when it comes up, again, Pisces, dual sign, so the dark side is real. Okay. Yeah. Oh, hey, thank you for the like, my love. Thank you for the like. On my side, I'm 22. I'm Pisces, Aquarius Pisces cusp. It's so funny, guys, right? Because I was speaking to someone earlier this week, and I was saying to her, she was like, "Oh, we connect. It's a Pisces. I connect with the Pisces. Stuff the Aquarius." But I'm like, it's funny because the Aquarius actually, the Aquarius cusp assists with my romantic life. I guess it gives me the opportunity to be able to intellectualize my Piscean nature, because Pisces are like super emotional all the time, constantly. Like sometimes I have to like pick up my human and be like, come on, okay. Oh, 50% air, 50 fire, earth. Oh, love that. Love. That's good balance. That is good balance. Okay. My chart is mainly fire and air. Oh, intense. I like that. Fire and air, because the air can move and push the fire through. That's interesting. Right, guys. Sorry. See, Shruti, I'm gonna come. They're like, come on. I'm gonna come to your reading. Okay, let's go ahead and see what we're doing here. Okay. Interesting. You can do. We'll stick around and see how it goes. I guess they've got me out here this Saturday night. I'm gonna, if I want to even like get, I'm like 25 minutes in and I'm just getting onto my second reading, y'all. Okay, the list is gonna grow so long before I know it, and then I'm gonna be here all night. Okay. Okay. Sorry, I'm gonna pull like another deck of the tarot to clarify what we just had there, should say, because I want to check that out. I want to check that out. Being love is good for the soul. How about that, Joseph? Being love is good for the soul. Okay. Sagittarius Sun, Leo Moon, Scorpio Rising. Ooh. Ooh, I like that. Ooh, that's cute. I like that, Ash. That's cute. Okay, clarify, guys. Let's see. What does that mean in the context of the outcome of everything? Make it clear. Okay. Okay. Well, what is the advice then with the situation? Okay. Thank you. Okay. Giuseppe, no hard feelings, dude. But your randoms may get you blocked soon. No offense. It's just like scrolling through. I don't know the relevance of it. I'm trying my best to assume that this isn't how you want to sort of spend your Saturday night, sort of intercepting our space when we're here just trying to like build a little prayer closet with God so that we can like just lay our stuff bare. So let's redirect the focus. How about that? Let's redirect the focus. So, Shruti, to answer your question on the situation. So, what I'm seeing with the interview, you're going to be sort of like navigating through this space stealthily. It seems as though there's things that you're going to learn during the interviewing process about like what the job actually entails as well. So you're actually going to question whether or not you're actually a right fit. I do see it sort of like stirring a little bit of anxiety. There's some angst, and that's cool. Yeah, I think how to sort of navigate through that situation as far as the anxiety, because I think, okay, so how can I put it? Before you sort of like go in, it's okay. It's okay. That's why I said that I'm going to choose to give you the benefit of the doubt, because we get a lot of trolls over here. Your energy, I sense, isn't necessarily like of that domineering sort of nature. So I'm just, nicely asking you to redirect the focus. So yeah, Shruti. With the situation, I think as you kind of like go into the space, there's some anxiety around whether or not, because they kind of like add all of these other factors to the situation, right? as far as like the job role itself. And I think some of it sort of like, I don't want to say catches you off guard, but it gets you questioning whether or not you're actually the right fit for the situation, or if this is something that you fully want to sort of like give yourself to, per se. They are saying the guidance for you on the situation is don't stop. You are ready with this situation. You might just need to calm your nerve with the anxiety. I feel like that's really what's going to determine the outcome of the situation, because how can I put it? Confidence manifests faster, essentially. That's just the best way, because that's literally how they're putting it to me. A lot of the times we think that we're not necessarily getting something. A lot of the times God's just kind of like protecting us from ourselves as well. Like sometimes we make poor decisions. God's like, you're not ready for that yet. But it's one of those things where they kind of want to, God wants to be able to make sure that like we're in a certain place within ourselves. And you have to sort of remember, like, God really sees where we're at in terms of certain situations better than we're even like likely to be honest with ourselves, right? So what I'd say with the situation, as far as like I'd say working on self-worth affirmations, I guess, between now and then as well. I don't know if you've kind of, how do you feel about the job? Let me ask you that question first and foremost. Do you feel like it's genuinely in alignment, I guess, with what you're looking for now, your next version of self that you're manifesting for 2023? Or is this a oh, I'm kind of like desperate, for lack of a better way of putting it, because that's how they're putting it across to me. And when I say desperate, I mean I'm kind of like, it could be for any reason. It could be like, I just want to get out of the house. I just want to sort of be able to kind of have a different dynamic. I need the funding. All of those types of factors, essentially, would kind of like motivate a decision, right? The interview that you're going for, do you feel like, I'm here to learn some new skills and then just go for masters soon? Okay. Okay. Good to know. Good to know. I think don't let the anxiety get the best of you. The role in itself, that's what's up. The role in itself is quite challenging. I guess the interviewing process in itself is quite competitive as well. So it is going to be quite intense as far as like being in the climate of it all. What I would say to you as you're sort of like in the space is really just clarifying to yourself and making sure that your why is clear. And just kind of like putting that across as well. I bless anything that I'm doing in life with a prayer. So definitely continue to bless it with a prayer, continue to sort of pray on it. Let it be known that, you know, if God sees this for you, let it be so. And I think as far as like the outcome of the situation, what they're showing me is that you're ultimately going to be stealthy in terms of how you navigate through the situation. There is some deception on their end. I do want to put that across. And when I say deception, it's like there's when you get into the interviewing process, you learn a little bit more, I guess, essentially about what the role entails in itself. So you'll be able to get some clarity in that regards. But yeah, I think once the interviewing stage is finished, I think that there's some questioning on your end. I see it starts to kind of like leave a little bit of a question on a little bit of a question mark on your soul. So yeah, I think going into the interviewing stage, you're going to learn a little bit more about the role itself. And then ultimately decisions are going to be made from there, yours as well, because I think it's something that you and God are working towards manifesting in terms of what it is that you want for the situation that you're manifesting. But this one leaves you a little bit questioned in places. Okay. But yeah, the choice is yours. The choice is yours. how you actually sort of like manifest a situation. Because I think once the interviewing process is over, it's almost like God's ultimately asking you, the universe is asking you, okay, and how do you feel? You know, it's kind of like one of those type situations. So that's how I'm seeing it. It's kind of like a deliberation as well after the facts. So the choice is yours. It's just you do get some more insight into the actual situation once you get into the interviewing space, to sort of see what you want to do with it. Okay. But don't stop is the advice for you. Decide on what it is that you want to actually sort of like get from the situation and take it from there. That's why I wanted to sort of like get get things going. Bear with me, guys. Yeah. Okay, that's good to know. Yeah. That's good to know. That's good to know, Shruti. Listen, the interviewing is so good. Yeah, I think with the anxiety, affirmations does help with like the programming process. But also breath work is like really, really super important because then that helps to kind of like regulate your body as well in terms of like shifting, like when we start to breathe. So like anxiety basically has a certain breath rhythm. It kind of like it has sharper breaths, whereas if we go into like deeper breaths or deeper tones of breaths and switching the rhythm of that, it kind of like resets our vibration in a different state as well. Okay. Damn, that happened quick. Okay, where are we with the list? Where are we with the list? Mina, you're back. I know you did fall asleep. I did say she probably fell asleep. We'll come back to Shruti did say that she tried to call as well. Let me see. I think that this was the last list we had created. Can we get a new list together, guys? I'm gonna circle back to Mina Smaragda. Well, I guess I'll do your message and then circle back to Mina. Damn, NC. I don't know when you got it. Well, I guess you got into the room about 10, 12 minutes ago. You guys are moving quick in the chat, man. No, you're not going to lose a job because of the interview. You're not going to lose a job because of the interview. I think you get to decide whether or not you want the job after the interview, is more or less the premise, is what I'm getting. Okay. Smaragda, because you've put your question out, I'm going to take a question and then I'm going to go back to Mina. Okay. Oh. I want to know how Billy's feeling about me. Okay. Let's see. Smaragda wants to know, guys, how's Billy feeling towards them? About them, let's say, actually. The towards is a little bit more. Okay. Okay. How's Billy feeling towards them? About them, sorry. Okay. Okay. Oh, that's sweet. Okay. Billy's feeling like this is something that's worth waiting for and they're willing to trust the process on the situation. It feels at the minute like you guys are a little bit, I want to say disconnected, but not necessarily disconnected. I don't know how to put it. So There may be like physical separation essentially, but there's still an emotional connection. There's still an emotional yearning. There we go. I managed to decipher it. Dang, there's so much going on. Exactly. Exactly, Shruti, with the anxiety stuff, right? Yes, Mina. I don't know how to like do all that stuff. I come in here all the time and I tell you guys, I need to activate that aspect. Um, okay, Ashta just threw that question out there. Dang. Okay. Okay, there we go. That makes sense. That makes sense. I think that they feel like it's a situation that's worth waiting for. And I don't think that the physical um, disconnect means that they don't still have like an emotional yearning or this hope that things would actually work itself out. I think that they are just, yeah, I think that they are just, sorry, I'm like seeing the chat. I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted, guys. My bad, I can't help myself, okay? I'm nosy as well. The curiosity. I'm that cat that will like lose all 9 lives to curiosity. My bad. So yeah, the situation is that they feel like it is still something that's worth waiting for, and they do trust that this wait is going to pay off, hopefully. No, real talk. I am that cat. But yeah, they do hope that the relationship will be given a chance. They do hope that you're at a place as well where you're probably like open to giving the relationship or the possibility of a relationship a chance. They're hoping that things could be regenerated. So that's their feelings about the situation. Right? What's the advice? What do we want to leave Smaragda with as far as navigating through? Okay. Okay. Oh. Oh, okay. Listen to your intuition. Yeah, I think it's so funny because like whilst I was shuffling the cards, they were like, well, Smaragda needs to like learn how to step out of their own way. And what do I mean by this? So let me break it down. It was like resistance. That's what they put across to me. It's like they're curious, but they don't necessarily like it's not that it's not like not wanting Billy as is, but there's some questionable traits of Billy's, right? And it's like those things, those are the things where there's like resistance is met there. But you just got to kind of like loosen the tension a little bit. Oh, 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 like those small things from what I can see, because they really are small things, like just little characteristic quirks and stuff like that. Um, they cause a little bit of irritation at times, unwillingly, I guess. And I think that those are probably some of the, I guess, how can I put it? The concerns maybe on Billy's end as to whether or not you're in the same place where you're actually sort of like willing to give the situation a chance. I don't necessarily think that they're at a place where they'd be able to kind of like fully meet your expectations. Like, let me make that clear. But, and however, I guess they are at least open and willing to try and fail and learn along the way. I'll put it like that because, yeah. Oh, interesting. Within the next few weeks, there may be some developments in that space as well. Okay. When that card comes up, few weeks can be anywhere from around about 3 weeks right the way up to 11 weeks. So you keep me posted on that. Okay, beautiful. But that's it. Thank you. Thank you. You wait, M22. I think whoever just kind of like posted that question, they just kind of like came in and was like, bam, I'm gonna throw my question out there and see what I get, but it doesn't work like that. We got a whole thing, we got a system. We do because we need it. We need it. Okay, it's unfortunate, but we do need the system. Can I don't even know where the last list was. Can we get like an update on the list, guys? When was the last list? I think I've lost it. Okay, here we are. Here we are. I'm gonna go back to Mina. Because I did do Shruti and then Smaragda sort of like threw their question out. I'm gonna go back to Mina because Mina like drifted off for a second. But understandable circumstances. Okay, there's a significant time difference. She's all the way sort of like far end. Okay, so yeah, throw the question out there, Mina, and then we're gonna go on to Angelic. Okay. Yeah. We do not have time for you. Like, we don't have time for this today. Oh damn. Prashika, you actually got I don't know where your name was on the original list as well. Oh dang. The list got messed up, y'all. The list got messed up. Okay, well, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, Prashika, because I did see your name on the list. So I am gonna sort of like take that into consideration. Okay. I'm gonna come back to that. Hopefully it's still there. If not, just throw it back out there after Mina. You gonna will PS be okay? What does that mean, Mina? Oh, both of them don't mind. They just want attention. They just want to feed off attention. They want to distract and draw energy from our space and just kind of like feed off our energy. It's good. It's good. It's high vibrating beings, you know, these trolls to take somebody down to their level. Dang. We don't even need to engage with them or interact. That's fine. Okay. Okay. Will PS. Okay. There we go. Will PS be okay? There we go. Let's go straight into these. Sorry, let me grab. Because I thought I was like getting it wrong. Mina wants to know, will PS be okay? Okay, that was quick. I like it, y'all. I like it. Okay. Ooh. Clarify. What does that mean? Oh, let me. Okay. Clarify these cards. Thank you. Okay. Bear with me, beautiful. I'm like literally just kind of like receiving what's going on here. Okay, I'm gonna say this because this seems like a time-sensitive situation. Like God is working on really bringing things into perspective, into fullness here. I think the natural eyes are perceiving situations in a certain type of way. And God's working on allowing for the spiritual eye to really be able to put things into perspective, right? Because what I'm seeing with the situation is kind of like feeling stuck about Bixby, please, can we not do this tonight? You're always just out here letting it be known that you're just sorry, guys. The usual. Anywho, so Yeah, it seems like there's a situation from the past where they feel sort of like stuck in navigating through that, and they're kind of like having to really, I guess, respond or react to situations like impulsively, because I guess it's still got some karmic offpouring as far as that situation that's got them stagnant in terms of the energy that they're experiencing now. Moving forward, I think immediately they're not going to be okay. And it's okay to not be okay sometime. In the immediate future, the answer is no. And when I say no, I mean emotionally, they won't be okay. Psychologically, they will still be navigating through like some inner turmoil on certain thoughts that can be a little bit haunting. But and however, this is a situation that they're kind of like navigating through over the course of like the next year, essentially. I think whatever it is that they're navigating through now, the shift for this happens at like this time next year, essentially, sort of like a year from now, is when the situation will be that they feel like they're in a place where they're actually like stable and okay in all of these other areas as well. And in the meantime, it's just a kind of, I guess, walking those like valley moments with God. I feel like God's going to kind of like really take them by the hand and teach them. Teach them is the best way that I can put it, because they're a little bit at the minute, right? They're a little bit resistant to some of the changes that are taking place. They're a little bit resistant to some of the blessings, okay, that God is trying to sort of like bestow upon them, because they're sort of having certain expectations for things to roll out a certain way or unravel itself in a certain way. And that's just not the story that God had written for this, unfortunately, right? So God's going to work on them so that they can learn how to loosen their grip on some of their expectations and attachments in situations. But I guess 6 to 7 months from now, they'll start to feel a little bit better. A year from now, they'll be better. They'll be like in a better place emotionally and psychologically as well. But there's some things that needs to be reconsidered, and God's going to take them through. God's going to retrograde mentally and emotionally as well, and take them through some of the spiritual contracts that are no longer serving them. Okay. Because right now they're like resistant to some of the changes. Yeah, M22, we do need to make another list. We do need to make another list. Can we do that, someone? I don't know where we are with the list, but the list seems to be like, yeah, the list is like weird at the minute. I know you will. I know you will, Mina. Do you know what? I can actually do my lives via YouTube. I just don't do that, to be fair. I don't know why. But I don't. Maybe I'll try doing that. Usually I just kind of like set it up on StreamYard because it's just like a 2 minute thing and I can do that while I'm doing other stuff, to be fair. But I will. I will. I'm not putting my pictures online anymore. Trolls look at my pictures and say mean things. Yeah, yeah, they do. They do. Yeah. They have nothing to do. It's the world we live in, sadly. But I hope that that was useful for you, Mina. I hope that that was useful for your understanding of where PS's situation is and where it's going to be. I'm sorry to hear that you're getting like that kind of experience with trolls. Like these are just, yeah, these little forces want to like just feed off anything. Like they just want to feed off anything. Prayers to you, beautiful. May you be protected. Um, may you continue to just be held in the mercy and glory of God. Because trust me, these are like literally just spirits like hoping to trigger senses and feelings of like insecurities and like trigger low self-esteem so that they can feed. And it's disgusting, these little parasites. They're everywhere. They're everywhere. Like, seriously. It's pretty sad. I was next in the previous list. Yes, you were, Angelic. Yes, you are. Bear with me. We're going to stick a pin in it. Bear with me. 2 secs, because I think Rashika was actually after Mina on the initial list, but I think that I don't know what's happened to the list, as it's kind of like the list has evolved. But let's see if we can get a new list going. I am going to go back to Rashika's message. Rashika, if you can put it back in the chat, actually, it'll be helpful, because the chat is getting like super, super intense. This is about to cause me anxiety in a minute. Can y'all see my veins popping out? Can y'all see? Like, damn, so much information overload. My human's about to, like, have a meltdown in a second. I'm experiencing information overload over here. I'm sorry, Angelic Love. I am sorry. There is some confusion going on with the list at the minute. Thank you, Shaylee. And then from there, the list continues to grow, right? Because I'm sure that that's not the list, but you're kind of like giving me the condensed version of like the next 3, and then we're going to think. But we're going to work with this at the minute. We're going to work with this, and then we're going to kind of like expand upon the list. This isn't the last list, guys, okay? It's not the final list, but just hold up. Oh, dang. What's been going on? Okay, right. Guys, hold on, guys. I'm sorry. I feel like I'm spinning. I feel like time is moving faster than my mind at the minute, and I don't know what is going on, guys. Am I the only one having this experience at the minute? I feel like time is moving super quick, and my mind is like, there's all these thoughts and everything is just racing, but I can't catch anything. Okay. Oh, let me put it back on. There we go. I want to know about Rahul's true or current feelings for me. Okay. When you say true, you want to get like an indication of their intentions, like their true intentions, and then you want like their current feelings, right? Because that's how I'm going to break down that question, in all honesty. Let's see. Dang. Oh, no. Okay, so Rashika wasn't after Mina. Angelic was. That was the initial list. Was that the initial list, Mina? Sorry, y'all. We're having some technical difficulties. Go to ad break. There's no ads. I'm sorry. What do you mean? Who's a troll? Where's the troll at? Not I mean. Dang, guys, what's going on? I think there is a troll. Oh my days, what is going on? Sorry, guys, there's some stuff going on in the chat. Okay, I'm going to block this person because they seem to be thinking. Oh, I don't even know if I blocked the right person. I don't know if I blocked the right Mina, y'all, and I don't even know how to unblock somebody, so I don't even know what's gonna happen tonight. Mina's like one of our like really good sort of like list keepers. Dang, sorry, you guys are forgetting my life. My real life response. I'm like literally. Banhammer, who the hell is that? Mina doesn't speak like that. You need to go. What the hell is going on, guys? Who's impersonating Mina? And what the hell is that about? And why are they doing that? Oh my god. I did block the wrong Mina, didn't I? Shit, guys. Dang. They just like made us lock one of our own out. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Mina. I don't even know how to unblock you, girl. I'll have to go back to the school of YouTube. I'm sorry, Mina. Dang. They really made us block our own, like literally. Oh. I did block the wrong Mina. Oh my god. Guys, where are we with this? Oh my days. I'm sorry, Mina. Oh, I don't even know how to unblock you, girl. You gonna have to sign into like a different account. Please come back to us though, because you're really good with the list. Please. Let's pray, everybody. No, seriously. Where are we with the list? What is going on? Yeah, I think you are. Mina's not German. No, Mina is not German. Okay. We don't know who that was. I have other words for whoever or whatever that was. Oh, dang. That's not what we're focused on. You're right. For real, for real. Okay. So thank you, Chaley. I blocked both of them. When in doubt, just keep blocking. I'm sorry. I did block Mina, guys. Don't look at me. No, seriously. Mina's not German, and that person doesn't personally know Mina. No, they don't. I can tell. Just some random person coming to this live. Maybe it is. Well, with something personal, I guess they realize they probably come in here before to realize that Mina is somebody that obviously does the creating. Oh, there's lovely Mina. We've got Mina back, guys. God is good. All is right with the world again. Oh my god. I'm over here cooking. Oh, sorry. I'm over here cooking and baking and I'm missing one thing. Yeah. This is Mina indeed, beautiful. This is Mina indeed. Oh god. You didn't. Oh my god, so the troll got a I just did a reading for Mina. Mina, honestly beautiful. I literally just did a reading. I lost my senses after waking up. There was something about PS. Was that the troll? I'm sorry, guys. We're actually having some technical difficulties. I would throw this to advert break, but there is no ads, and we need to have this conversation to get clarity on what just happened. We just got feces face. I already blocked you. Okay, go away. Go away. What is wrong with these trolls? Can we just live? Literally. Guys, can we get some extra protection? Because it seems like these trolls are now starting to target our lives. I don't like this. This isn't a thing. Like, we are nobody's bloody target. That's not a thing. I did. I answered the troll. Guys, listen, we all done lost it tonight. Okay? You can do the rest. It's okay. Oh, send me a message, Mina. Send me a message. I'm sorry. The troll got a free reading. I don't know why they did that. They probably had the same photo and everything. How rude. Anyways, guys, let's see if we can get back on track. Let's like circle it back. The guys are like trying to redirect my attention again because they're seeing. I'm getting a little bit sidetracked. Was that the trolls read? Yeah, that was the trolls reading. The troll had the nerve to get a reading too. How about that? How about that? They came in here to troll and decided that they were going to get a reading. How about that? You know? I can imagine, Mina. That was so weird. I think that they've probably like seen stuff before. Vrashika's put their do you know what? Let me go on to Vrashika's. We're gonna get back on track because they're not gonna throw us off and take away our space and get us off track. Okay, we're gonna dive back into it for the most part, right? Okay, so if that was the original, that means that Vrashika wasn't actually like next on the list, but here we are with the list. I don't know if Booby's even still in the chat because I haven't seen Booby's name in a while. We're gonna go. Yes, your question is on the screen, so we're gonna go with it. We're gonna come back to you next, Angelic. Okay, we're gonna come back to you next. Booby, if you're here, say hey to everybody. So we know that you're here, and then we're gonna sort of like figure out from there because there's been an extension of the list since then. Mina Beautiful, help us out because since there's like Ash, Chaley, M22, there's I don't see who else am I thinking about? Hey mama. My mom's in the chat, y'all. Listen, I'm lost. You're not the only one. I feel like my neurological pathways are like they're all going different ways. I'm bursting brain cells at the minute. I'm so like seriously, I really love this space, and I'm so like I'm a little bit flattered. Don't get me wrong, because I'm like, okay, they actually like feel like they want to come into this space, like we've actually, because you know, trolls, they only kind of like bite at anything they see rising. So technically, in like the unseen realm, that means that the channel's rising and our space is actually growing and it's being like nurtured well and cultivated. So it's good in that respect. So that's where I'm gonna like. I love to see the positives and everything, or I try my best to see the positives in anything, guys. So I'm going to start with the positive. But, and however, it is really like irritating. They had me block Mina. Like, they proper took time to like plan this out, guys. Like, this is how like serious these trolls are getting. They had the same photo, like the same profile situation as Mina. They took a reading. Like, thank you, Ash, for letting it be known that you're still here, my love. Okay. Come on. Clarify. Sorry, I was still doing the reading, y'all. I know, man. Everything. Okay. Oh, okay. Thank you. And enlighten me on the intentions. Enlighten me on the intentions. I'm doing your reading, by the way, Vrashika. Okay. Interesting. So the feeling. Yeah. Okay. Oh, dang. No, it's all good, beautiful. So I'm sorry, I got sidetracked again with the chat. There's so much going on, guys. It's so hard to like hold the channel and then come into the space and hold the channel. Hey, thank you, Booby, for letting it be known that you're still here with us. We're gonna sort of like unravel the list. So we're gonna go Angelic. I think you were actually before. It's so hard to believe that people who think so lowly of people who are here with their cartoon caricature cards, okay, to be able to read for the people that are here to get their information from the cartoon caricature cards, is actually here to just do nothing, say nothing, be nothing, okay? Thank you kindly. Dang, y'all, we moving up in spirit, okay? We're moving up in spirit. When we start to get like these type of attacks, it just means that we're moving and things are flexing and we're good. Listen, don't let the devil fool you, okay? Don't let him rob our joy. We're moving on up. Right. I know. That's what I realized. That's what I realized, Angelic. That is what I realized in terms of like Booby's situation, everything. But they put their question, I guess, out there. So we're gonna like rejig the list, I guess, a little bit, because the stuff was already out here. So I'm gonna go Angelic, then I'm gonna go Booby, then I'm gonna go with a list from there, from what I can recall mentally. Okay. I'm getting thrown off by all of this stuff. No, you haven't, Ariana. We've been getting trolled. Okay, girl. That's what's been going on. They had me block Mina, even got a reading in Mina's name. Everything. You missed the shit show. Okay, girl. I know. It's okay. It's all good. You're going to come after Angelic. Angelic is going to be next. I'm going to do this reading quickly, and then we're going to go on to Angelic. Then we're going to come to you, Booby. And then we're going to sort of like cultivate the list from there. I think Cheney put a list together. There we go. Then we've got Ash, Cheney, M22, and M. That's where we're at with it. Thank you, Cheney. Thank you for sticking in there with us, because they're trying to throw us off our game, y'all. They're trying to throw us off our game, but we're doing good. We're doing good, okay? You only get haters when you're doing good, okay? Right, so what I'm seeing with the situation, as far as like Rahul's intentions with the situation, they feel stuck when it comes to you. They feel stuck in terms of like their feelings on the situation. There's conflicting feelings there as well. And it feels a little bit defeated. It feels like a little bit of a defeatist attitude towards the situation when it comes to you, as far as like their feelings on the situation. I think that their intentions, they're not in alignment with these intentions. I'm going to put that out there too, first and foremost, because it seems as though these are internal subconscious thoughts that they are having, that they haven't necessarily been able to kind of like execute in the way that they would like to. But their intention is really to be able to kind of like make more of an effort with the situation, to kind of like not be so sort of on guard all the time, not necessarily taking things so seriously all the time. Trying to be a little bit more playful with the situation, and actually just trying to kind of like let things sorry, I got distracted by the chat again. Sorry guys, I can't help it. They want to be able to kind of like take some guidance from the people around them, to be able to kind of like figure out exactly how to navigate the situation, so that they can be a little bit more open and playful, and a little bit less like on guard and serious so much about things. They tend to be a little bit passive in terms of the way that they've handled things, I guess, with you, Rashika. So what's the guidance for Rashika in navigating through all of this? Because it all seems very conflicting to me. They've clearly got internalized feelings they're not necessarily acting on in the way that they'd like. Okay. So the guidance for you, thank you, because I'm like, okay, and what do we do with all of this? Because that just means that they are basically misrepresenting themselves. What do we do with this? So yeah, if they're still kind of like figuring out whether or not it's a safe environment for them to really be able to kind of like do all of these things, as far as make more of an effort with the situation and actually let their guards down. I think it more so has to do with them feeling a little bit like there may be competition there, potentially. And I think that may be a little bit of why they are like a little bit guarded in terms of how they're kind of like navigating the situation. It seems like there's a little bit of a breakdown in communication that you guys are kind of like navigating throughout the minute, for the most part, which is going to cause a little bit of a transition for you guys. So the guidance for you is to just kind of like remain positive. There is a peaceful resolution with the situation. You don't necessarily have to stop what you're doing, as far as like the dynamics that you guys have, as far as you wanting to be able to kind of like reconsider this as a romantic sort of like interesting situation. They're saying don't necessarily stop that, remain positive about the situation as you guys kind of like navigate through these things, because I guess like he does move past this like feeling on the situation, because I think for the most part they actually are committed. Yeah, for the most part, they actually are committed to wanting to be able to, I guess, see if there's any possibility of something there, but they're not acting on anything. They're not acting on anything. I think it's because they think that there may be competition there. They may feel like there might be others around, basically, kind of taking their place, if you will. But they're saying remain positive on the situation. There is a peaceful resolution. I guess there will be opportunities to kind of like reconsider things. Now isn't necessarily the right time for that. I think that they're still very guarded themselves. Like they aren't, yeah, they're not at a place where they can act on anything. They're not at a place where they can act on anything yet. However, they actually still feel stuck. So it means that they're still emotionally connected. They're still having thoughts. They're still receiving downloads about, past experiences and the potential of future timelines that were cultivated by those past experiences and stuff. So they're still processing a lot of this information at the minute. So much so that they're not necessarily able to act on anything. Sorry, there was another troll coming in as Mina again. This time I can see who is who, basically. I'm just going to say that. But yeah, I hope that that was useful for you, Rashika. They're not necessarily there to make any sort of decisions on the situation. They're still kind of like figuring out if it is safe for them to actually even be able to act on some of their feelings that they do have. They're overthinking it a lot. I think that they are kind of like creating a lot of limitations on the situation by overthinking things in the way that they are, and they're not realizing that. But your angelic advice is to kind of like remain positive as you're kind of like navigating through the situation for the most part. They're still figuring out if it's a safe space for them to be able to sort of like come and express themselves, really. Because they don't know what else is going on. Who you got in the background? That's their worry. And they're a little bit insecure about that because they don't want to basically be rejected, pretty much. Okay. I hope that that was useful for you. Who do we've got Angelic on the list next. Then we've got Booby. And then let me go back to the list. Thank you. I know there's been some chaos tonight, guys, but we're moving. Okay. We are moving. Let's see. We've got Angelic. Thank you, Angelic. I appreciate you. Damn. Okay. Let's go with the tarot. Thank you, Charlie. Much appreciated. So we'll get Angelic's question up. We did get the list sorted. What, you feel like the list is sorted now, M22, because your name's on it, innit? Now it's sorted. Now it's real. No, for real, for real. Thank you so much, Charlie. Okay. Question is, what's the relationship between Joanna and V like at the minute? What's going on? Let us see what's going on in the romance world. Give us some insights, guys. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Dun, dun, dun. In my mind, right? You know, in movies where it's like, dun, 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 and you know something serious is about to happen. That's how I felt when I saw these cards. That's what happened in my mind. They're actually reunited at the minute. reunited and it feels so good. That's kind of the vibe, okay? So they're kind of like navigating through the karma of their indecision, essentially. Okay. Lol, that was me from another account. I know earlier, right? Oh no, that was you. I blocked Mina again, guys. I blocked Mina again from another. No, I blocked. There was another one. I hear you, beautiful. I hear you. Oh, Mina, it's so unfortunate that they're attacking like this relationship dynamic because we rely on it in this space. I really can't handle these guys. Guys, teach me their ways. Let me learn how to be better. No, seriously. Like, I really want to learn how to be better because I'm not ready for these trolls. I actually, like, I'm the type of person to mind the business that pays me unless somebody, like, invites me into their business. So, yeah, I don't get their way of thinking. I really don't. But I really do want to learn. I do want to learn so that I can get better at these navigating these situations. I'm so sorry, Mina. I'm so sorry that they've got me like locking you out and blocking you out, and I really don't know how to unblock you. So it's so unfortunate. But Mina, I am a frequent in the school of YouTube, so I'm gonna learn how to unblock it. I'm gonna figure it out, and we're gonna get this show back on the road. Okay. Okay. It must be a Pisces thing indeed. Angelic love. Yeah. Yes, please, Mina. Do you know what it is? Because I'm like, oh, they're coming. I thought I really got them that time as well. I was like, I got you, but then I got you. I'm sorry. Tonight's turning out to be a right shit show. But it's giving me giggles. I appreciate the giggles. Okay. So what's going on with the situation here, Angelic Love, is I know they're just coming. They're just coming. Comically, they have a tendency to be indecisive about their relationship dynamic. They come and go, come and go. It's on, off, pause, resume, pause, resume. So they're in resume mode. Okay. Oh, that's okay, Vrishika. I'm glad that you received what you needed to from it. I hope it did make sense for you because it seems like there's a lot going on with the situation, and there's still some stuff that needs to actually kind of like be clarified for the most part. But back to you, Angelic, to see into their space. At the minute, they're navigating through a reunion. It's their karmic decision of being indecisive, basically. And how is said reunion going so far, guys? Give us that tea. Let us know. How's the reunion going so far? Have they grown since the last breakup to arrive at this makeup? Like, what's the sitch? Let us know. Clarify these two cards, guys. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. Right. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. So, what I'm seeing with the situation is that it's funny because there's a lot of things that they're not talking about as well. And when I say that they're not talking about, they're basically trying to avoid the topics of the very thing that caused the split in the first place, but they haven't addressed it. They've just swept it under the rug. I think they're not really planning to address it because they're kind of like at this crossroads at the minute of like this renewal or this perception that things are being renewed, but at the same time also kind of like lacking faith in it. It's like because they haven't had conversations to actually resolve any of these concerns from the thing that actually like caused the breakup in the first place. It's like they're both just kind of like playing chess with themselves. I can't say with each other because really it's more of a game that they're playing with themselves, to be fair. Because there's kind of like this internal dialogue where it's like the expectation for this is kind of for it to crash and burn. But there's also like this almost hope that's there as well. And I think that that's the thing that's getting it is wild tonight, Ash 13. I'm telling you, it's getting hella wild. But I think that that's the thing, basically. That's kind of like they're navigating through at the minute. This reunion right now, I don't even think that they believe in it. I think it's more of a familiarity thing. I think it's more of a we've gotten into the rhythm of kind of like doing this back and forth thing. This has been our pattern. So they're just doing the default on the situation, unfortunately, to be honest with you. And they're figuring out how to juggle the situation. They're trying to adapt to it. They're trying, I guess, to be able to kind of like prioritize the relationship and try and fight for the relationship, I guess. So I think no. Are they? Oh, do you know what? I can't even. This is the thing as well. When they take on you guys' accounts, now I can't even block them. You are a smart little MFer, aren't you? Yes, aren't you? You really are about this troll life. I'm telling you. Oh my God. Mm-mm. I can't believe it. We getting trolls like that, you know? I don't know how to do it, Mina. I don't know how to do it through StreamYard. Genuinely. I don't know how to do it through StreamYard. Do you know what? Let me see. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to see what's going on. Oh, I can't see. I'm not on YouTube. I'm actually on StreamYard, but I can't see an option to make you a moderator. I know. Oh, go away. If we're so pathetic, aren't you even more pathetic for being in the space? Come on, man. Come on. Let's just kind of like figure this out. Yes, you can, Ariana. Once I figure out, I don't know that I don't know. I don't know how to do that on StreamYard. I think I'd have to do that on YouTube. I'm not on my YouTube. Oh, guys. Look, my homework assignment is to go to class of YouTube and figure out how to make you guys moderators. I will do that for the most part for next time because I'm gonna have to do homework because clearly now we need that because they're now making us a target. This is like a couple of weeks straight now that they've been doing this to us and I don't know why. It's like, what? Seriously? Are we that important now these days? They want to kind of like come and hang out in our space. But what I was saying for your reading, sort of like closing out, Angelic, is that the shit's hella depressing, to be honest with you. They're actually mostly doing this because this is like the pattern. This is what they've karmically kind of been doing for as long as they've sort of like been in the relationship. I don't think either of them really believe in things actually like getting better. I don't know if they're actually being better. I think that they're suppressing they're hiding, they're being passive, they're actually really sort of like burnt out by the situation, which is going to cause a lack of progress, and the relationship dynamics going to kind of like stay on the sequence of this karmic cycle, based on their tendency, both of them, to be indecisive, to not be able to make a decision either way. Okay, because there's feelings involved. I get the sense that they're like, they feel some sort of connection with each other, but it's hella toxic, to be fair. Okay, so that's what's going on in the space. What is going on, guys? I can't believe that the chat is getting like this. Guys, come on, man. I think, funny enough, we actually have Ash next. I don't even know where the list is. I don't know where the list is. Guys. I am going to continue with the readings. Listen, ain't nobody going to stop our shine. We got stuff to do, okay? We got messages to deliver. Like, these trolls are going to have to, like, figure out somewhere else. Booby! Thank you, Ariana. There we go. Booby! Where's your question, man? If he's still in the building, because all of this stuff was chaos tonight, okay? That spirit of chaos tried to come bring some confusion tonight. Okay, we want a general today. We want to thank you, Booby. Thank you. We want a general reading for Booby. Okay, guys. Booby wants to get a general guidance. Right. Thank you, guys. Okay, and then we've got Ariana, Ash, Chaley, M22, and M. Okay. And then we're going to close out there, guys. I'm sorry. The longer I stick around, the more they just seem to feel like they want to come into the space. And ain't nobody got time to feed their energy. Like, seriously. They're like sad. Sad people. Anyways, let's see. General guidance for Booby. Let me put your question on. Anything Booby needs to know or hear right now? Anything Booby needs to know or hear? Okay. Anything he needs to hear? Okay, thank you. Okay, so we've got both aspects. Okay. Oh. Who's the troll? Oh, you're pointing at Ash 13. Oh, now I'm like cautious about blocking anyone. I'm cautious about blocking. I don't want to like block anyone out of our circle off the back of these little demons. Forget them. What you need to know. So let me sort of like receive that first and foremost. Okay. Okay. Please clarify. Sorry, I'm like seeing, because this is it's nice cards as far as like what they're sort of like saying in the what you need to know. We've got like King of Wands energy, we've got some King of Cups energy, we've also got some Eight of Cups energy, but it's in reverse. So oh, interesting. You guys have got it. That's interesting. It's twice tonight. Wow. Okay. Okay, so they're saying that what you need to know is that the disappointments that you're navigating through right now, so I guess things that you've probably sort of like had to walk away from, or things that God has basically turned you away from, um, those things, I guess moving forward, you'll be able to kind of like get to a place where you're a lot more emotionally calm, emotionally stable, in being able to sort of navigate through some of those things. So, what you need to know is what the pressures that you feel about certain situations that you're navigating through right now, like that's just temporary. Like you're being cooked right now. Okay. You're in the pressure cooker. You're being cooked right now. Like as you kind of like move forward, I want to say like 5 weeks from now. And they're giving me the 5 weeks sort of situation, between 5 to 8 weeks. They're sort of showing me, or just before 8 weeks, 5 weeks up to 8 weeks, but not quite at the 8 weeks point. Then that's where there's going to be a turning point, in these disappointments, I guess. These disappointments, this withdrawal of energy, because that's how they're showing me. It's like a withdrawal of energy that's being redirected. So God's kind of like redirecting your focus. And that's going to be going through a significant turning point. Well, you're going through the turning point now, and the shift in itself is going to actually occur between 5 to almost 8 weeks from now. What you need to hear is that there will be some sort of like communication in itself, and there's some swift turnaround that will be happening in terms of the conflict and tension of the things that you're kind of like navigating through. There will be a recovery of the financial losses that you've kind of like taken. They're saying that with the stuff that you're navigating through at the minute, it's almost like, it's so funny. You know how people say, God don't play about me? God don't play about you. Like there will be a financial recovery, which is going to be able to kind of like really put you in like high spirits and elevate you. And I want to say God, because that's how they're repeating it to me. Like God is aggressively fighting your corner in conviction of what it is that you deserve. Do you know what? Sometimes, right, it's not that God doesn't want to bless us with certain things. It really is that there are certain demonic forces that are just fighting against the shit that's rightfully ours. Do you know what I mean? Like God sees it on our heart. He knows that like we're worthy of certain things, but then, it irritates the certain forces. But yeah, whatever you're navigating through, you're going to be going through like a spiritual, financial recovery as well, within the next 5 to 8 weeks. Okay. And just kind of like have faith, remain positive with the situation. There's a peaceful resolution at the end of this. Like once the transition essentially occurs and takes place, then it will all really make sense to you then. Do you know what I mean? Like sometimes when God is like cooking up something and we don't know what he's cooking up because our plan's one thing, but then like he has his God source to the whole situation. And then all of a sudden we're like, oh my God, this isn't necessarily what I expected or anticipated, but I think I like this better. Maybe I wouldn't have wanted to like go through all of that. And I think if God had said to me that I was going to have to go through all of that to be able to acquire all of this, I don't think I would have did that. So I definitely still like my version or my story better, but I like what God did here. So it's one of those types of situations. Well, in terms of conversations, the incoming communication essentially is going to be about the financial recovery. Okay. The incoming communication that you're going to receive, which is going to be a quick turnaround or a quick shift in transition, is going to be yeah, don't worry. In the next 5 to 8 weeks, like it's gonna make sense. Like I know right now, and that's why I gave you that analogy. That analogy that I just gave, that was like specifically for the situation that you're navigating through. I know that you would have thought that things would have like been a certain type of way. But trust me, like God doesn't play about you. Like there's a recovery that is coming that is going to position you to a place where your feet cannot be moved, is what I'm hearing, right? Your feet cannot be moved. So the financial recovery is coming in the next 5 to 8 weeks, and it really is going to be able to sort of like ground you spiritually as well. So don't worry about like the pressure that you're feeling right now. Like God's really just kind of like showing you what you're made of type thing. And sometimes we're like, God, I don't want to do this, I'm not that strong. Seriously, bare times me and God have conversations and I'm like, well, what do you see in me? Because I do not see that. I'm serious, right? But trust me, like there's something that God sees in you, and also what He's kind of like navigating through at the minute. And when I say He, I mean like the universal construct of everything, is that He's also positioning the right people to be in the right places to be able to deliver this information to you. Okay, as far as like the financial recovery that's coming. So exactly. Don't worry. God sees it. As long as He sees it, that's all that needs to be seen, and we don't need to worry about the rest. Like God sees something inside of you. He's going to actually like really position you in a much more solid position, like where He's setting you up in the next few weeks, like in the next 5 to 8 weeks. It's almost like that situation for you is going to feed, sustain, and maintain lifestyle and timeline for up to 2 years, 8 months, between 2 years, 8 months, and 3 years, is what I'm hearing with the situation. Okay. So don't worry about it. There's a peaceful resolution to come. It's just taking some time to write. Listen, trust me, you're in good hands. Okay. God's watching. You're good. You are good. I hope that was useful for you, my love. Because there was so many tangents there that I went off on, so I hope you caught on. But yeah, I hope that was useful for you, baby. Right. Who have we got next on the list? Who was on the list? Okay, did Ash note the question? Oh, it's all good. It's all good. It's all good, baby. Ash. Sorry, y'all. I'm like literally having to figure out what is going on in the chat. Bixby, now is not the time. We're already dealing with enough demons for today. Look. Right. Let's see what is. Let's see. The list is closed now, to be fair. We're going to sort of like wrap up because it's been like so chaotic. Okay. And that's how you do it, okay? Bam. Okay. This is the real you, right? Ash 13, this is your question. Let's just clarify that first, because we don't want these trolls out here getting no readings while they're coming out here to rob us of our energy, our space, time, and concentration. Okay? Thank you. There you go. Got confirmation of it. Oh, was Ash after you? Okay. My bad. Okay, don't worry. We're going to come back to the question. Because I know that you put your question out there as well, Ariana, and I think it was after you. I saw your question as well. Hold on. All right. Right, guys. I'm sorry. This is a funny show tonight. Listen, God has got a sense of humor. That's why He lets the devil just roam sometimes and just act the fool that he is so that he can get some giggles. It is your turn, Ariana. I'm sorry. My bad, beautiful. Oh, you are beautiful. Okay. Yes, Mina. Send me over the details, beautiful. Send me over the details. I'll send you over a voice note. I'm telling you. Listen. I'm gonna die. It's never been like this. It has never been like this. I think my mind is like still processing all of this. Once I actually get out of the space, then I'm really going to like receive. Me and God's going to have like a proper conversation to realize what's going on with the channel in spirit. Because really, like when the devil comes to attack this much, there is some like stuff going on. So I'm gonna have to figure out a way to like really protect. Do you know what, guys? They've even started coming over there to troll as well. To be fair, like I'm now receiving like trolls subscribing to my website. So I'd say come over to the website and like we'll do it on the app and stuff. But honestly, they're everywhere. They're everywhere. But we're gonna dive into. I don't really want to put. Okay, so I guess we'll just focus on the Brian question then, because if that's not really what you want, let's not like focus on anything. Yeah. I know. There was so much going on tonight, guys. So much going on. Right. So we want to see for Ariona situation with Brian. What do you want to know about the situation with Brian? Let's start there. Do you want to just kind of like get a general on that? What's the sitch? So Brian was the guy. Okay, sorry. Let me update y'all as well. Okay, let's get it together with all of us. So Brian was the guy that told me I actually have a crush on him. Brian was the guy that told on me. Okay, that told on me. I actually have a crush on him, but I'm a bit upset. Does he really like me but is scared? And can you pick up on advice in this situation if you can? Thank you, Chaley. Oh, for the most part, honestly, I'm just like, this is really how I'd respond to these situations. So you guys are getting like my real life, in person responses and reaction to what's going on in here. And this is literally how like me and God sometimes sit down and laugh at my human. I say to God, that one's funny. That's a funny one you made there. They are playful. They are playful for the most part. For the most part. We had some hateful ones last week, so I'm glad that this week they decided to be a little bit more nice. So yeah. First, what we want to see, guys, with the situation with Ariona and Brian, we want to sort of like get a sense of like his actual feelings towards Ariona. Like, what do you guys sense in that space? Okay. Okay. Oh, thank you. Okay. Oh, interesting. Dang, girl, there's a lot of internalized energies here, which means that there's like, you know, a lot of things that aren't like directly articulated or expressed to a certain degree. So what I'm seeing with the situation is that, oh. Oh. Sorry, I'm receiving the downloads on the situation. Bear with me. I'm kind of like processing it all. Okay. Firstly, he's a little bit confused on how to receive you. Let's just start there, right? He's a little bit confused on how to receive you. And I think that one of the things that they said to me is first impressions are everything, right? And I think that I think that he doesn't really know what to make of like the initial kind of like engagement that you guys have had up until now. They're still left confused as to what that was about. It's so funny. It's funny, not funny, because it kind of like it was overwhelming to them. I feel like they felt like your energy and presence was like super, super overwhelming. So for the most part, they still don't really know what to make of you, which is why they might seem a little bit guarded themselves. I think that for the most part, they're kind of like figuring out how to kind of like juggle being in the space, because their focus is their coins, right? Like that's what I'm hearing. Their focus is their coins. So they're kind of like figuring out or focused on trying to figure out how to navigate the situation, how to kind of like manage the situation. Yeah, they're a little bit guarded. They're trying to figure out how to manage the situation. I don't know if they, how can I put it? I don't know if they get the sense that you like them or not. I think that they can't tell. I think that they think that might be a possibility, but they're not sure because like the personalities, right? The personalities, I wouldn't say they clash, but they have their differences, right? Your personality and theirs. They have their differences, so they're not really sure what to make of it. I think that they aren't necessarily allowing for themselves to be able to like really lean into the idea. Have they done the same thing to you as well, Chaley? Really? Guys, stop doing this. We need to like have somebody like have our list together. Otherwise, it's gonna be like hard to even like maintain the space. Anyways, Ariana, sort of like going back to your space because they really are just trying to like draw the energy and just kind of like feed off us. We're gonna try and get like wrap things up as soon as possible and get out of this space. I don't know who was after Ariana. I think Ash. Then we had Chaley, M22, and then M, and that's it. Yep, that was it. Yep. Ash, Chaley, M22, and there we go. Thank you. Okay. I don't think they know what to make of the situation, basically. I think they're not sure whether or not you like them. And they're a little bit dubious if you do. Why? Advice. Oh, thank you. First, okay, we'll go with this. But what's the advice for her? Okay, thank you. Okay. Okay. Oh, okay. And what would you say to her in terms of this situation being the advice? Thank you. Okay, so what they're showing me. Oh, Em, you still in here? That's what's up. Oh, you got back. Listen, you're missing all of the stuff that's going down. It's been interesting. So the advice for you on the situation, Ariana, is to kind of let go of your own control issues with the situation. I know that you are a certain type of way in terms of like wanting to like I'm the same literally like I want to know as much as I can know so I can like really have some information about what may be playing out with us like akashically what is written in the records whenever I meet most people, right? So I get that, but with his type of personality, because he's very like, I want to say he's more of like atypical mindset, for the most part. We talk about these things, but we switch in between all of these different counterparts of ourselves, like throughout life, because we need all of them, right? But his mind is generally at this place of like atypical mindset. Um, Whereas I guess you're a little bit more neurodivergent, in terms of your perspective and the way that you kind of like see things, right? And that's beautiful, that's amazing. But I think for him, in being in this space, sometimes it can be like really intense and overwhelming, I guess, for him. Atypical. So um, I wasn't talking to you, Bixby. Um, it's kind of like, the mind is very much kind of like sub level. How can I put it? Okay, give me a definition that can relay what you guys mean in that context, guys. Okay, thank you. Okay, so when I speak on the atypical mind, I'm speaking about people who tend to be more within the collective hard drive, right? So they are more prone to kind of like have their minds be shaped and molded, in essence, if that makes sense. Whereas people who have more of a neurodivergent mindset, they're more in the individualistic hard drive, right? They're more in the individualistic hard drive, where they're able to shape and mold themselves, mold their identity of self and perspective of self, within themselves, right? And they're able to make their own choices. Whereas atypical minds, a lot of the decisions are actually made from preconceived directives. So it's really a lot more subconscious based decision making, like default program, essentially, right? Whereas the divergent mind tries to stay on the conscious level of the mindset a lot of the times, right? This is kind of irrelevant, but he's much older than me. He's a millennial and I'm a Gen Z, but he was born on the last year of millennial. That happens quite a bit where there's like connections, where there's like connections like that, where it's so funny. Because I'm like literally thinking of like so many of these similar situations. And these are some of the things as well, because he's at the last, it's sort of like year, I guess, with the millennial situation. He does, I guess, have attributes, if you will, of Gen Z, if you will. So that's probably the attraction that you're kind of like feeling. There's parts of you that mirrors parts of himself internally, I guess, because of that dynamic. But what they're saying is as well, you can't necessarily utilize the situation, because it's so funny. They're like, let go of control issues when it comes to past life situation and trying to like bring in this attraction. So they're saying with the situation, don't necessarily utilize this situation to be able to get past a situation, because this directly impacts your finances and career situation. So be tactful and mindful about how you're navigating in this space here, because this is where you make your coins. This is where, you know, all the money comes from and stuff. Things can very easily get complicated in space. So be mindful as you navigate through this space in terms of this particular dynamic. Yes, we know that there's an attraction there with the situation, but you're moving at a quicker pace than his mind can even fathom. So you're moving like this, and he's still like here, figuring out like what's going on type thing. So yeah, just dial it back a little bit. Dial it back a little bit in terms of like the intensity. I know you want to sort of like just move. Yeah, yeah, a little bit. Go with the flow. I know that's easier said than done, because I can tell straight off the bat that like when you're, you know, your mind is fixed and focused on something and you're on it, it's just like you know, being on it and stuff. But yeah, go with the flow in the situation. situation, like try not to do too much, because it will kind of like put him in a position where he's like, what the hell? Because he still doesn't get it yet. He just doesn't. His mind isn't like all the way like with it just yet. And even if it's a case of like coming into realization of stuff, they're still like, but why? It's all questionable to him. So just take it at his pace. His pace is a lot less like quick, I guess. But that's just the way. Yeah, I think that's just the way that the like it overwhelms him, essentially. It overwhelms him. And I don't think he knows how to process it too well, to be fair as well. Um so dial that back a bit. I think he still doesn't even really get like, okay, what is it? Like, even if there is an attraction, even if she is attracted to me, why? What's that about, type thing. Okay. So that's more to do with him. I guess what they're saying as well, like in terms of the angelic realms, just be mindful how you play out the situation as well, because this is the workspace. They want me to reiterate that to you again. It's the workspace. So this is where you make your points. You don't want to overly complicate things there. So be mindful of that as well. Okay. Um, yeah, let him kind of like come into your space. There's ways for you to be feces face. Really, man? What is wrong with you? Just go away. You, I know. Okay, you can go. You can get blocked anytime. You're an obvious troll. But yeah, let him sort of work up the voice to sort of come and speak to you. There's things that you can do in sort of like in the meantime, like have conversations with him in the ethereal realm. Things that you want to basically like talk about, things that you want to be able, like I have conversations out loud a lot of the times, and eventually, so when you have like conversations out loud with people, a lot of the times they might get you in their hard drive as like a subconscious thought. So it might be like one of the far thoughts in the distant background of their mind, and they might think of you and think, like you'll just randomly pop into their head. Or they may receive your download through dreams. So that's a way to be able to kind of like prepare them for that vision of whatever it is that you set your intention on to manifest. That kind of like prepares them, and then they're able to make a decision subconsciously if they want to kind of like align with that timeline or construct. So yeah, basically give him like, let him know that you're open. Continue to have conversations, I guess, like in your own space, like mentally, in terms of the situation. And that will kind of like allow for the door to continue to kind of like stay open, if anything. Okay. I think Ash threw their question out there as well, thankfully. Thank you, Ash. I hope that was useful for you, beautiful. We're gonna like try and get through the last like 4 for tonight, and then try. It's all good, my love. It's all good. Last 4 for tonight, and then see if we can. This is the list right now, right? So we've got Ash, Chaley, M22, and then M, and then we're gonna sort of like let things go for the night. And this is Ash's question. Okay, so we're going to start with Sean, Mr. Leo. We're going to start with Sean's true feelings firstly. Oh, straight off the bat, they're a bit of a commitment phobe. So they're on trial for that in this space with you. But let's pull some cards. Sean's true feelings. Let's see. Yeah, because I know who they are. Like that's an obvious one. How you feel? Are you feeling tired? I'm feeling feeling discombobulated from all of this stuff. No, I figured what you meant. Thank you. I'm feeling discombobulated from all of this excitement that's been going on in it, because like it really is like, so when they do things like this, it does intercept my channels of thoughts, and it does like affect my neurological pathways with situations. So like I just feel scattered for the most part. I'm gonna have to take a minute to like bring all myself back after this. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They know what they're doing though. They're interesting. It's that Leo energy in it. It's drawing you guys in. Okay. Come on, guys. Oh, okay. Interesting. Yeah. Okay. Oh, interesting. Okay. That's the feelings. Let's get some guidance on the intentions. Oh, yes. Yes. That Leo energies in the space falling. Okay. Oh. Okay. So what's Sean's actual intentions? Okay, thank you. Okay. Interesting. Okay, that's nice. So Sean actually, interestingly enough, wants to be able to kind of like, and it's funny because I think that he's been working through commitment issues before now. I still think he still has those tendencies. I'm going to be very clear on that. I still think he definitely still has those tendencies. However, from what I can see with the situation, his feelings on things between you and them is that they're kind of like hoping that this does actually like really go to a level, like wherever you guys are right now, they want to be able to kind of like level beyond that. They want to be able to kind of like see things evolve into a commitment. Like that's their true feelings on the situation. I don't think that they're like fully ready per se for that just yet. I think that there's still some teething sort of like troubles with that by them being able to like really understand what that means, right? Like really understand what that means to be able to like cater to someone, be present with their feelings, and actually be able to kind of like learn someone and read them and knowing when to be able to show up, right? So I think in terms of his actual feelings on the situation as well, I think like he's just kind of like completely taking like no regards for the consequences, how things may actually like impact financially. I think he does actually like he does want like marriage and stuff. I want to put that across. Like he sees you as wifey potential. Do you see what I'm saying? Like he sees you as wifey potential. Well, there you are. He wants the next level up from there. He sees you as wifey potential, and he's actually I don't think, and this is why I said to you that I don't think that like he's fully there to be able to commit just yet. I think that he's still kind of like navigating through situation in terms of like work and personal life balance. I don't think he's like completely found like the right rhythm with that just yet. So those are some of the things that may be like an underlying concern for him. But I think that he does want to be maybe more than friends. I don't know. Like he has this desire to commit, but in all honesty, I'm letting you know that I don't know that he's like there just yet. Okay. He may be prematurely kind of like dedicating himself to that desire. And the reason why I say that is because I still think that he's going to struggle to really actually be able to kind of like cater to someone else's feelings in the way that meets their expectations and their needs. Okay. Yeah, exactly that. That's one of the things that's like a really big struggle with the dynamics. I think that yeah, this is also another thing as well that makes it a challenge for him to be able to commit to anything as well, because he's just like, where would he even find the time to really be able to give that to someone? Do you see what I'm saying? I think that these are some of like the growing pains that you guys would actually sort of like deal with in being in the situation if it was to go romantic. But I think he has a desire for it to be more romantical between you guys, really. So yeah, that's where the situation is. Beautiful. That's where the situation is. That's what the situation is. What's the guidance then? Okay. Okay, the guidance is this. Okay, y'all. That's what you get. That's what you get, Ash. The guidance is yes. Okay, the universe supports this. It could potentially be like a success, but now isn't necessarily the right timing for him to actually even act on these feelings or anything per se. I don't know. Do you have like the capacity for where he's at in terms of his career situation at the minute? Because that's really where his focus has to be right now. That was to you, Ash, by the way. Does anybody else hate these paper straws? I can't stand it. I can't get access to my drink. If the straw's left in there for too long, it just goes. It just goes. Okay. I am cozy. Nice and cozy tonight. We're gonna go with Chaley's question. I hope that was useful for you there, Ash. Okay. You understand his workflow. Okay. Well, that's good to know, because I think that that's one of the things that's going to be like important. So yeah. No, it's not fun. It is not fun. That's good, because I think that that's one of the things that would basically be necessary, because he's really focused on his career right now, as he should be. He needs to be, because like just like how women have like a biological clock for, you know, babies and family and all that kind of stuff, men have a biological clock as well to get their things situated. Theirs is more of a finance clock, so he's just trying to make sure that his situation's all the way together. But he has desires to be more than just friends. Okay. And I think he feels the attraction between you guys too. It's just timing is not the best at the minute. Okay. But that's okay, beautiful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's not good, Shaylee. It's robbing my drink. And it's giving it to no one, least of all me. Okay, Chaley, I think you did put out your question. I think you did. Okay, you're going to ask about Alex. What about Alex? What you won't know. After Chaley, we've got M22, and then we've got M, and then we're going to close out this space. Okay, guys. It's been quite the night. It has been eventful, to say the least. Okay. All good, Ash. Thank you so much. Thank you for hanging in there despite all of our doppelgangers tonight. It's been an interesting time. I don't get it. I don't get it. It defeats the purpose. I'm just like, yeah. How do I access my drink? Open sesame. Okay, we were together for 2 years, separated with no contact for a year. Okay, so you want to get a general reading on things in terms of the situation with you? And what's there? Oh, we've got a lot of that going on at the minute. Mars is in retrograde. Shocker. We're learning about our potential partners even. whatever romantic interest is present in our lives at the minute. We're learning about our war styles as well as their war techniques and their defense mechanisms, all that good stuff. Unfortunately not subliminal. Thank you for stopping into the space. Maybe next week though. I've been in for a couple of hours and it's been exhausting to say the least tonight. Okay. But check in with us next week. Hopefully we'll be live on Friday next week, so it should be okay. It should be okay for next Friday. Okay. Charlie, what we're going to do. Sorry, I'm having confusion at the minute because I know what I'm trying to do, but it's not. Yeah, the eclipse. Yeah. Tell me about it. Have you guys ever had those moments where certain eclipse happens and you're like under your duvet like, who am I? What just happened? You literally have to like get to know this new version of you. It's like the universe just comes, updates your program, and you're like, you're alert, but you don't know what for, potentially. All is getting better. All is getting better. Let's see. The Scorpio one was exactly conjunct my ooh. Ah, sorry. Oh, that's intense, Shaylee. Oh, sorry, like that. I feel like my eyes feel like nails. I don't know how to even explain that. So I'm sure that that's probably what the experience of that kind of like transit was like for you. Wow. Yeah, I know Scorpio usually like annihilates me like that. That usually takes me out. It usually does. And I'm like, oh, but you know what? Because my Lilith is in Scorpio as well, so it like gives it like gives like voice to a lot of my demons where like it's almost like I'm not in control of how much of my bandwidth they occupy whenever I'm navigating through like the Scorpio transits and stuff. So usually at those times I just sit and observe my thoughts. I'm like, no acting. I'm like, don't execute nada. Okay, you don't know how these things are going to shape your life after these decisions. So let's try not to do that. Definitely, Mina. We do want to send her some love and prayers, honestly, because that sounds intense, girl. You survived it, though. Let's look at like the good stuff. You survived it for sure. It's so funny because I haven't like done crystals for a while because I've just been like keeping my energy as my own. But today, God said you're gonna need the black obsidian, girl. I'm like, I receive it. Black obsidian it is. Oh no, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. So yeah. Oh, Chelly, don't worry, girl. We go see. I completely even forgot your question as well. I'm literally just trying to. Okay, Angel Shamil, can I get some assistance, please? Because I recall seeing it, but my mind has gone. Okay, Alex, that was it. Do you want to put the question back out there, beautiful? Yeah. Yeah, honestly, I'm not like I really sometimes these things like messes with my energy as well. Like it starts to purge spirits I didn't even know that I'm in contracts with, and I'm like, oh damn, I'm not ready. Let me take it out. Then I sit there and I'm like, God, are you there? I'm telling you, it's funny. It's funny. Alex, okay. So we want to gain an understanding of like what's the sitch with Alex and Cheney? Like, how do you see things playing out with that situation? Okay. Oh, how do you see things playing out with that situation? Okay. Okay. Oh, straight and direct and to the point. Okay. Okay. Any advice on the situation? Okay, let me. Oh, oh, bless. Oh, bless. Okay. 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 Oh. Okay. Interesting. So, this is kind of like what they're saying on the situation, right? Right now on the situation, it's a hard no. It's a hard no on the situation right now. And I guess it kind of has to be, you don't necessarily really want to be navigating through like your unresolved issues during this Mars retrograde anyway. So right now it's kind of like being on edge, being defensive, being a little bit sort of like hesitant to come back into the space. It's kind of like wanting to withdraw out of fear that things are just going to get like emotionally complicated. Um, mm. Why did he walk away in the first place recently? Sorry, like now I'm curious. What was the walking away? Like what was that about? Yes, Alex. Thank you. Okay. 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 Interesting. Okay, so what I'm seeing with the situation, right? Their advice for you on the situation, I guess he does. I guess he does. He does have feelings for you, but I think that it's complicated in terms of how he feels about. You guys have some issues, I can't lie. You guys have some issues, and I think that he feels like some of those issues are unresolvable because you guys keep getting stuck at the same places and tackling said issues. It seems to be like the same outcome each time, where it's like it's a challenge for you guys to sort of like communicate about some of these things that basically is continuing to cause you guys to kind of like experience this here but not really here but not really present. It's kind of like being emotionally unavailable out of fear, I guess. That it's potentially not a safe environment because you guys have experienced so much with each other as well. They have said what their advice is on the situation is that it is worth waiting for, but during the course of like your now situation, it's just time to sort of like love yourself. And what I mean by that in the context of the situation, it's more so there's times where sometimes he can be and this is me just kind of like giving it as I'm receiving it, like sometimes he can be like quite critical um without like meaning to be, in terms of his delivery as well. It can be like a little bit, it can like sting a little bit in terms of the way that he communicates it, right? And some of those things kind of like it has like an offset karmically, right? And it like sometimes impacts the psyche in terms of the way that we then are able to kind of see ourselves. And for the most part, you're generally quite strong in terms of your psyche, but naturally these things, even the strongest of us, like sometimes these things just kind of like creep in our moments of weakness. Do you know what I mean? Where we've got so many other things going on and we're a lot more vulnerable and the tides are a lot more volatile. And then some of these thoughts come creeping back. And now they feel like we can validate them, or there's been circumstances that wants to kind of validate those thoughts because subconsciously we've been feeding the seeds of those thoughts, right? not realizing because we've not like given any light to it, but by not giving light to it at the same time, or processing that very thing that has basically been like thrown, it's like a dagger that's been thrown at as like a seed. um they can sometimes, oh, beautiful. Oh, Chile. Sorry, I got to the depth of the reading. I got to the depth of what was being said with the situation. Sometimes his words can be quite like harsh. And I don't think that he realizes just how harsh sometimes. And I think that the guys are saying to me, like, sometimes you settle. That's what they're saying to me. Like, sometimes you settle for that kind of behavior, even though you know that, like, yeah. Even though you know that you deserve more and you deserve better with the situation, the connection just kind of like has you in this place where you kind of like put up, I guess, with the dynamic, even though you don't necessarily like it. Um, yeah, yeah, and I think what they're doing, they're bringing that love into balance, because when you love someone that much, the love isn't necessarily in balance. And what I mean by that is that you might love, and this is how we get into like toxic situations with people, right? We might not necessarily love them with the right levels of attachment. So when we're making the emotional connection or attachment to them, that love gets plagued with a lot of demonic like cycles, unfortunately, right? So you deal with like this spirit where he tends to just be like sometimes just verbally abusive. Like you can say like really mean shit, and then, like, I really felt that, like, when I got to the depths of it, like I can see like pain and sadness and like really hurtful things that are in there, right? um, this is a time for you to be able to kind of like really love yourself first. And when I say love yourself first, like really just kind of like understanding the value that you bring to situation. Like you've got a gift of patience. That's not easy. Do you know what I mean? Like humans, we're very primitive creatures. The moment that we feel like our ego is being threatened by any means necessary, we want to be able to kind of like give ourselves a sense of full security. Like God's proud of you for the work that you've been able to do, for the way that you've been able to cultivate your spirit of patience in the situation that you've been navigating with Alex. But they're saying to me, now it's time to exercise and execute your spirit of assertiveness. Now it's time to really kind of like learn. And being assertive doesn't necessarily mean being aggressive. And you can't be aggressive with this type of spirit that you're navigating through with Alex, because he's got contracts with, like, trust me, he's got like narc tendencies. I'm not gonna lie. For the most part, a lot of us do. It's actually sometimes, if people don't care about it, it activates our narc shield, and we're just like, I don't care about nobody. All I care about is me. But yeah, you do need to utilize it. Listen, the ego isn't necessarily for the spiritual fight, it's for the human fight, unfortunately. Okay, humans are egoic. I was driving today and I was like, oh my god. um Knock. Yeah, knock. Sometimes it's basically, so what happens when we go into like narcissistic traits and tendencies, right? And sometimes we go into full-blown like not character. um it's usually when like we've gotten to the tolerance of like not having our expectations be met, and then naturally the human goes into like the narcissistic trait so that it can like preserve itself and like focus solely on itself to pour back into itself, type thing. But what I'd say to you, beautiful, like really just take the time to focus on you. Do you know what I mean? Like you've really like done well, like I said, at being able to preserve the spirit of patience within yourself. Now it's just time to exercise the spirit of being assertive. Like, and God wants that for you. It's time for you to be able to like use your big girl voice in terms of like activating the spirit of courage, um, to be able to like navigate this path. Um, listen, it's not necessarily being broken. It's kind of like not necessarily being in balance, right? It's not necessarily being in balance. Sometimes for some of us who are here, this one question, unfortunately, Chelly, you'll have to check in next week with the situation to be able to kind of like unpack, because I really am going to get like the next two questions in and then head out. Oh, hey, thank you. You might want to stay, because we've got like two questions and then we're sort of like out. Yeah, sorry, Kayana. But yeah, for the most part, as far as like where you are with the situation that you're navigating through right now, love upon you. And the spirit of like assertiveness that will naturally be activated. Um, we'll see, Kayanat. We'll see. They said it's worth waiting for. You guys are in a transitional period where you really actually do have to learn to like just kind of like learn how to I think you love him more than you love you, beautiful. To be honest, I think you love him more than you love you. And I think that the guides needs to bring that in balance where you love him, not necessarily less than you love yourself, but you love him in the same reflection of how you love yourself, which means that he can treat you to the same magnitude of how you choose to show the love that you have for yourself. Okay? That's what I'd say with the situation. He seems to be sick. He's definitely sick with this. He's sick with his mouth for the most part. So pray for him on that one. And pray for yourself on some of the things that you've received, because I felt the hurt. Okay, beautiful. Whew, that was intense. Yeah, stick around. We'll see. We'll see how things kind of like close out, guys. Right. Yeah, he is sick. We're all sick with something, right? We've all got our own like human traits that we have to navigate through. It's like, oh my God, I'm sure I didn't choose this human. Who put me in this body? And I get that sense too. But it doesn't have to be. It really doesn't have to be. Like, if it continues to be your normality, it will be the vibration of your reality. Do you see what I'm saying? And your reality can vibrate at a much higher frequency. It doesn't have to be like just based on pain. There's so many other stories that your reality can actually tell that you can also experience as well. Okay? Like, work on that loving, man. Work on that loving. Like, set effective boundaries in place with yourself as well. Like, sometimes, and I heard this one recently, learn how to practice vitamin N. Okay? Vitamin N is no. Okay? Like, learn how to be able to say no respectfully. That isn't for me. Okay? It has been my whole life. It has to be, otherwise I would be dead. Yeah. 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 Vitamin N, M22. Okay? Practice some vitamin N. Listen, if somebody asks you something and you want to be able to put it there, you go, the vitamin N. No, I will not tolerate that. I do not have the bandwidth for that. I'm sorry. I don't have the emotional capacity to be able to process that right now. Thank you. Seriously, that I really do hit people with some of those ones. I'm like, I really don't have the emotional bandwidth because I'm busy, like literally processing my own stuff as well. So I don't have the bandwidth. I'm sorry. It's just what it is. It's unfortunate, but hey, maybe pray on it. God might free up some bandwidth for me so I can navigate through it with you. Who knows? That's what I can say. I'm telling you. Right, Shaylee, I hope that was useful for you, beautiful. I'm gonna go to M22's question. If you're still in the building, I do remember K on where is it? Let me see. So Kayanat, I do remember that you were on the list, like initially somewhere in there. So we'll see after I finish M22 and M where the channel's at. Okay. Right. Thank you, beautiful. That's what's up. Thank you, Em. Thank you for sticking around. Okay, it's been eventful tonight. How did the Aries feel after I texted them their feelings and thoughts about the conversation? Oh, listen, I'm telling you already, like, things got really heavy by the time you came into the space and on Earth, whatever it is that you sent that text message about. Like, the moment that you sent it, it's like the universe stopped in their world for a minute. So we're going to unpack it. I don't know what you said in that text message, but it was some stuff. Okay. Ooh, interesting. I'm telling you. There was some stuff. It's like, like when you see, how can I put it? Like when you see just insects and animals in general, it's like when you see them just running across the room and they see you, like they know, they can sense your eyes on them and they stop and then pretend to like not look at you so that they're hoping that you don't see them. Like, it feels like it's one of those types of situations. Whatever it is that you threw in there, it was like a bomb. It was like, psh, psh, psh. It's a bomb. Okay, guys, let's unpack it. The Aries with M22, like after the text. Oh, okay. Feelings. I know that's right. That's what it felt like to me. It was like, whoa. I wasn't expecting that. Totally caught them off guard. I'll say that much. Beautiful. Right. That's the feelings. Let's get their thoughts on like what they received. Let's get their thoughts on what they received. Okay, thoughts. What were the Aries thoughts? Okay. Oh, interesting. Interesting. Twice. Wow. Okay, let me turn that. Ooh. Oh. Okay. So. No, M22. Trust me, they weren't ready. They wasn't ready. They really wasn't ready. So in terms of their feelings on the situation, blocked. Completely blocked feelings. Like a lot of things were completely suppressed. Like it was a survival mechanism thing. Like they just kind of like, swept that whole situation to the side. They just kind of like, put that file over there, didn't bother to kind of like deal with it because it wasn't necessarily, they weren't ready to kind of like deal with it at the time. But I think for the most part, like they're still at that place where they're still unsure as to whether or not they actually they're still unsure as to whether or not this is like fully done, I guess, or like whatever the situation that you guys are navigating through, they're still not sure if there's like the opportunity for things to be like recovered or regenerated. It's just kind of like caught them off guard. They're kind of now at this point like navigating through the situation, kind of like their thoughts on the situation is to be able to honor, like they're determined to be able to kind of like honor a recovery or regeneration with the situation, but they're not sure at the same time. So their thoughts are actually at the same place as their feelings, but they're blocking the feelings. Pretty much. That's the best way that I can put it. Their thoughts and their feelings are at the same place, but they're blocking the feelings because there's so much there, I guess, to kind of like unpack with the feelings when it comes to the situation, because there's like attraction, but it's still super confusing. They're not sure if it can potentially actually progress into something. So there's like still a lot of questions with the situation, but thought-wise, they're actually determined to maybe act on the possibility of like sparking something, right? Emotionally, they're still a little bit cautious. I'm going to choose to use that word. I feel like they're proceeding with caution emotionally. But for the most part, mentally, they're at the place where they want to be able to kind of like maybe see if things can be recovered. Okay, what's the guidance? What's the advice? Okay. I don't understand. How do they see me? Is it like they don't trust me? No, it's not that they don't trust you, my love. It's not that they don't trust you. It's just that they have their own sort of like insecurities about the situation. I think that they don't know whether or not to act on the feelings that they have or not. They're a little bit cautious, and I wouldn't necessarily say that it's you. I feel like it's things before you that is causing them to be a little bit cautious about now, like interacting with you. But the advice for you on the situation, basically, because they're kind of like going through like they're navigating through an ultimate decision with the situation at the minute. They're not there yet in terms of like really committing to that decision because their feelings are still conflicted. But they'll get there. They'll get there. The advice for you is that in the next few months on this situation, it will actually improve. Oh, have a good night as well, Chaley. Have a good night. Yeah. So yeah, in the next sort of, I want to say 3 to 4 months, maybe 5, because it seems like there's still like some irks, like when you press the brakes. So it's like things start to move really sort of like significantly. There's a turning point 3 months from now, but then it's paused within the 4th month, and then in the 5th month, then the clarity is like, okay, this is where the situation's at, and this is how we're kind of like navigating through things. So it feels like you guys are a lot more I guess connected then. So just kind of like let things play out. They're still kind of like blocking their feelings because they're still figuring out exactly what it is that they feel on the situation. They're still trying to figure out whether or not it's a safe environment for them to be able to kind of like, give themselves romantically. I think that they have some I don't want to say preconceived notions, but I feel like they're proceeding with caution based on some past experiences. So it has nothing to do with you. You just so happen to be like dealing with the remnants of that situation. It's just where you showed up on the timeline, I guess, unfortunately. But yeah, things will start to sort of like move in the next 3 to 5 months. Okay. And when I say move, like move into a situation where you guys are able to sort of come closer. He would have worked through some of these feelings that he's suppressing. And things would. Are they a giving person because they seem so distant and cold? I don't think that they are. And again, I think at one time they were, but I think that they've been changed by their experiences. I do believe that they've been changed by experiences. I feel like they have been taken for granted previously in the past in situations. So it's just kind of like they're a little bit cautious. They're a little bit cautious how they navigate through things now. But things will kind of like pick up in the next 3 to 5 months. Beautiful. I think it's just one of those things where they're kind of like allowing for their heart to feel safe in this space, because their mind is aware that it's probably like a good decision logically to kind of like allow for things to kind of develop with you, right? Yeah, they're still a little bit like, I guess, tarnished from previous situations, to be honest with you. I think that they've been really impacted by some of those previous situations. I think they seem cold because that's just a way for them to be able to kind of like protect themselves. I don't think that they are as giving, but I think that they have the capacity and the potential to be giving. I think it's just been, other people, sometimes like other people just mess it up for like other people type thing, it's like, oh, I would have really, really like appreciated that. It's like, oh, well, sorry, you don't get it. I got access to it first and really I didn't like it. It wasn't for me type thing. And then you just miss out. So it's all good. But yeah, it happens a lot of the times. Other people just kind of like, they mess it up for others. But hey, I think that God's working on that within them, so that they're able to kind of like go through this change. And when it does happen, it would actually be like a very quick turnaround, because that's actually their natural state. They've just been conditioned by some experiences that's kind of like shaped them to be a little bit more cautious at this point, to be fair. But yeah, I hope that that was useful for you. All right. I think you are the final one, and yeah. Are you in the building? Let me know. Thank you, M22. I appreciate you. No, they do. I don't think that they don't like you now. I think that they're just a little bit cautious. They're a little bit cautious. And I think in the future, you guys will actually come together at a time where it's a lot more convenient for them as well. Like their guards are down a lot better. And you are in a place where you can sort of like, I guess interact with them at their pace as well. Hey, Jada. Um, Hey Ash, I'm kind of like finishing up, my love. I've been here for like quite some time, but tune in next week. Right now, if you're navigating through anything as far as like negative behavior, just take notes. Honestly, we're literally just in Mars retrograde at the minute, so we're learning about war styles and our war techniques with each other. It's not just necessarily about how people with negative behavior shows up. It's learning. If I was in your situation and I was observing that, it's like, okay, what am I doing to cause this type of situation where this person actually responds to situations in this way? What is it that's triggering their dark side? How can I navigate around the dark side? Because these are some of the things that we're learning at the minute. Okay. I will let you go ahead and drop your question after Kana, I think that you were here in the initial list. So we're going to close out with you. And that's it. Yeah. I hope that that was useful for you guys. I'm not even too sure. Like I've been here for a minute navigating through so much tonight, a lot more than I bargained for, to be fair. All good, beautiful. Oh, good. Okay, so we want a general reading for M. We want a general reading for M. Oh, the universe is fighting on your behalf, M. I'll say that much. We got the Justice card at the bottom of the deck. Even in splitting the deck, it was a Justice card. So we'll see what is going on with you as far as a general read. Oh. All good, M22. Thank you. Thank you, beautiful. I appreciate you. So, M wants a general reading. And I had to breathe initially there, because I can see that there's like a lot kind of like going on in the now experience. Like a shift is occurring as we speak. Like literally we're having tower moments. There's so much like major sort of transitions that are taking place in your life at the minute. That's why I had to breathe out, because listen, it is a lot, to say the least. So from what I'm seeing with the situation, right? Interesting. There may have been some impulsive or hasty decisions. Yeah, I was about, oh, there we go. So there may have been some hasty decision making in situations, and like literally right now, yeah, I know, I can tell, like it feels like, listen, at the bottom of the deck we've got 10 of Wands energy. It's like literally just like pretty much carrying the weight of the world, like for what feels like light years ahead. So I can only imagine. I'm sorry to hear that mum's not doing well at the minute. I know that there's a lot of pressure and responsibility that falls on you in regards to that situation and what you're sort of like navigating through right now. Can I ask you a question on the situation? Is mum's condition terminal? What's the situation? Just so that I can have an understanding of what's kind of like taking place with the situation. What's the advice for M? What does M need to know as they're navigating through the situation? Okay. Reconsider what exactly? What do they need to reconsider? Yeah, I get that. I get that vibe. I just wanted to get confirmation from yourself because they're showing me that the decisions that you're making at the minute comes with grave consequences. There's like literally major arcanas, major arcanas. I don't think that you guys are being as resourceful as you can be with the situation. I'm going to say that much. And when I say as resourceful, I mean there might be some other channels that you guys don't even necessarily realize you might have access to with the situation being as detrimental as it is right now. So definitely need to tap into that, right? Definitely need to tune into that. Clarify, what are some of the things that they need to sort of like reconsider in terms of everything that they're navigating through with M situation? Okay. So they're saying like some of the things that you need to reconsider is I guess being in a place where like one's making like quick and hasty decisions because they feel pressured by the dynamics. So don't let the pressure that you're sort of like navigating through right now put you in a position where you feel so backed into a corner that you just make like irrational choices or irrational decisions. That's not going to help you in the long run. You're just going to create more karmic cycles for you to navigate beyond this current challenge that you're navigating through, right? They're also saying that for the most part as well, you might want to be selective about what you share with whom. It's important as well. Like, not everybody is supposed to be privy to the same information. Some people, you'll tell, your body will tell you basically, if you tell somebody something and you know, like in the back of your mind, you hear, "Ooh, you shouldn't have said that." Or you can feel the tension in your body as your mouth is continuing to speak. That's an indication as well that you're oversharing with. It's not that you're oversharing in general, but you might be oversharing with somebody that doesn't necessarily have the bandwidth to receive whatever it is that you're saying. So it's almost like, I wouldn't say wasted, but yeah, be mindful with that. Be mindful with that as well, because the thing about what you're navigating through at the minute, like it's a very tense time for you, and it's a very big transitional sort of like stage for you in life at the minute. So you want to be selective about who you share what with, and why you're sharing with them as well. Just be mindful, because sometimes some people's energy as well of like pessimism can kind of like sort of like rub off on you and for you. Mum's situation. Okay. They're saying that mum's situation will go through some changes, like there'll be a turnaround within the next few months. I'm going to say up to 7 months, because it seems like there's again a little bit of a transition between 5 months, month 6. It's like things kind of like not sure, and then month 7 is kind of like past the threshold of that like resistance. Do you see what I'm saying? So yeah, it's an ongoing battle. It's an ongoing process. I think that mum takes some significant time to be able to navigate through situation. How is mum doing? How is her psyche doing with like her current diagnosis and everything that she's kind of like navigating through at the minute, because she seems like she's kind of like starting to get a little bit discouraged, is what I'm sensing as well, because her body's having to like really fight at the minute, like really give into the fight that she's kind of like navigating through. So yeah, how is mum? Let me know that. But there seems to be some changes with the situation that's going to occur. Okay, I'll say that much. Hey, Katie. We're actually finishing up for the night, my love. We are about to do the last reading for the night, which will be Kayana, I think. She's okay, but yes, she does have her days. Yeah, I think yeah, just continue to pray for her, continue to pray with her. It's all good, Kiana. It's all good. Continue to pray for her, continue to pray with her, and just kind of like keep her in that place where like her faith can maintain like its stance, so it can withstand the tides of this like stormy moment that you guys are experiencing, this big tower moment that's pretty much just kind of like changing everything for you guys in the situation. um I'm gonna be honest with you in terms of what I sense as well with stuff, right? um Something happens around about 5 months from now with this like process, and then it's like something big happens like in month 6, right? And then month 7, like I said to you, it's kind of like, okay, we're past that resistance now, but I don't know the outcome of what beyond that resistance looks like. And I want to be honest with you on that, because they're saying to me that's for them to know. So I'm not privy to that information as far as like what happens on the threshold, on the other side of things, 7 months from now. It feels like it's a positive. It feels like it's a positive. It feels like it's like future planning and progression and stuff. But yeah, it seems like you guys like there's some challenges to come. There's still some challenges to come. So keep mum's faith strong. No impulsive decisions, okay? Really gain an understanding of resources that are available to you guys with the current situation that you guys are navigating through, because I can see that there's some underutilized resources that needs to be tapped into right now as well, to be able to allow for a transition that will be significantly in your favor to sort of happen. Okay. Right, so we're gonna close out the space with Kayana, and that is the final reading for the night. Let's go ahead, and I hope that was useful for you, by the way. That was useful for you, because you know you're going through a lot. I know you're navigating through a lot at the minute. Okay, thank you, Kayana. Thank you. It's all good. It's all good. I appreciate you. Right. Kayana wants to know how Chav feels about her. Oh, sorry, let me put your question up, my love. Kayana wants to know how Chav feels about her. Has anybody else been experiencing like digestional issues? Like I feel like this, I don't know what placement is causing it, but there seems to be like, thank you, beautiful. You have a good night as well. There seems to be something in the air about that. Gestational issues going on at the minute. How does Chav feel about Kayana? clearly as you can, please. Okay, thank you. Thank you, guys. Oh. Okay. Please clarify. They're definitely blocking some emotions on the situation, my love. Yeah, they're definitely blocking some emotions on the situation. I think for the most part, they're not necessarily hopeful, I guess. That's the best way that I can put it. They're not necessarily hopeful for things to kind of like on the outside anyways, because it seems like there's a lot of blocked emotions with the situation that they're navigating through. Bear with me. Oh, sorry, I could see some of the cards sort of like fell down there previously before. As far as their feelings on the situation, they're still sort of dealing with a lot of blocked emotions on the situation. I don't think that they are ready to be able to kind of like really express themselves when it comes to the situation where you're concerned. I don't know that they're sort of like waiting. Yeah. I'm feeling her hold back and be cold out of nowhere lately. Listen, it's not out of nowhere, it's out of Mars retrograde. It's out of Mars retrograde. We're definitely getting some like education. We're getting some education in war styles when it comes to romance at the minute. It's a very, very interesting class. It's not necessarily out of nowhere. It could have actually been like, so what's been going on is that like a lot of our demons are kind of like forcing our hands in certain situations, right? Unfortunately, we're finishing up shop, my love. We're finishing up shop at the minute. I'm doing the last reading for tonight. You can tune in next Friday and get in nice and early, actually, in order to be able to kind of get your name on the list. Oh, Aries in March. Ooh, okay. Oh, and Venus as well. Intense. Intense. Yeah. So, it's about to be egotistical in the, okay. So yeah, there's just going to be a lot of that kind of energy as we're kind of like navigating through this Mars retrograde. I think the thing for you to do is to learn your partner in this phase that we're navigating through. Like, you get to learn their war style, and it really isn't even about how they war with you. You're here to actually basically, during this particular cycle, we're here to observe like how they war with themselves. So observe like how she kind of like engages in situations and how she responds when she's triggered to situations, and yeah, what are the things that are likely to sort of like trigger her and that kind of stuff, because this is going to be good notes for you to use in navigating through situations later down the line, like a good 6-7 months from now, when things are really like setting us up for these positive changes that are sort of going to be occurring. Okay. It hurts that she's cold at this moment when I actually need some empathy. I know. And naturally, that's where it's going. So this is showing you, because it's here to be able to, hey, Luna Rose, I hope you're good, my love. We're actually closing out the space. I'm over 3 hours now, guys. I've been in here for like quite some time. It's actually almost 1 a.m. now here, so I'm gonna finish up with Kiana and then head off. But tune in next week, or send me a message on Instagram or something. You'll be able to check out the details in my you can find me on Instagram, same name. Sorry, not doing any more readings. I'm finished for the night, my love. I'm not doing any more readings, but yes, Kiana, to kind of like I'm respectfully just going to ignore those questions further down, because this is my energy. I know you guys just kind of like want your messages and you want your guidance. God will deliver another agent. of his to be able to provide you with the insight. There's lots of people that are doing free readings on YouTube. He might be able to provide you with someone that's aligned to give you the information that you need to have right now. But this particular agent is going to sort of rest for the night. That's it. I'm finishing off Kiana's question respectfully, because that was the last assignment that God sort of put on my heart for tonight. And then I'm kind of like out of space. Okay, my loves. My dad is in the hospital. We had a convo, and mid in our convo, she just didn't open my message anymore. Been 2 days. I'm so confused. So your situation basically triggered, she's emotionally unavailable. That's just all that is at the minute. She's emotionally unavailable. She doesn't even know how to sort of like be there for you in this kind of like dynamic with everything that you're going through. So this may have triggered something for her. She may actually be in a place where she's kind of like, I don't really know what to do with the situation, or I don't want to be bothered by the situation, which sounds like a more harsh response. But you are human yourself. You know how it is. Like when you're on a high, you're like desperately trying to hang on to like that high spirit, and you don't want anything to kind of like bring your vibration down. And sometimes we can perceive other people's like challenges that they're navigating through to be exactly that. So I think it's just really one of those things where she doesn't actually really know how to be there for you in the situation that you're navigating through, and it's kind of showing up in her being emotionally unavailable, because that's the reality of where she's at. She's emotionally unavailable to you. Let me see, what's the guidance for Kiana navigating through the situation, because that's intense for anyone. Okay, they said don't take any action on the situation. Don't take any action on the situation. Just kind of like let things play out how they need to. Exactly. They said don't do anything about the situation. Let things play out how they need to. Sometimes, God has to remove certain people from our lives, and it may be a temporary removal. A lot of the times during certain retrogrades, it can be like a temporary removal until a person has the bandwidth to be able to kind of like, navigate that relationship dynamic again. So they're saying don't take any action in the near future. Just kind of like let things stay where they are at the minute and wait for things to kind of like unfold. Yes, you need them right now, but they don't have the bandwidth or capacity to be able to be emotionally present for you right now. Okay. The list is closed, Jasmine. Thank you for stopping into the space, my love. I'm literally just doing the last reading and then I'm out. We've been here for 3 hours. Okay, over 3 hours now, actually. So it was a fairly long one tonight. So no feelings anymore. She changes so much since a few weeks, but makes sense. Yeah. I just don't think she has like the emotional bandwidth to be able to kind of like be present for you at the minute. She's still pretty selfish in a lot of different ways, and I think that she was kind of like working on that to a certain degree in terms of the dynamics with you guys. But for the most part, like it's just too much. This is a big situation and they don't know how to show up for you with it because it's so big for you. They just really, they don't really know what to do at the minute, and they don't have the words. They don't know even what to say to you with everything that you're navigating through. And I don't think that their intentions to basically kind of like just like ghost you and like leave things the way that it is. But they don't know how to show up for you, unfortunately. Okay. So give it some time, let things just play out, and God will reveal to you the face of this person as well. He'll reveal to you the heart of this person. Do not, and I repeat, do not let it be a situation where it's like God's telling you one thing and you are saying to God, no, listen to what God's saying, because God knows the hearts of the people better than we do a lot of the times. Yeah, she is acting, you're right. She is acting selfish. She has a lot of selfish tendencies. So just let things play out. Will our bond be good in the future? Damn. I think in the future your bond will be affected by this situation, but it can come back from this. It can come back from this. I think that it's a real hard conversation for both of you guys to have when it does come around because you need her right now and she's not present right now. And that's a conversation for you guys to have later on. But you guys are able to sort of come back from this. Okay. I just think that right now she's hoping that things actually like does get better, but she's blocking a lot of feelings at the minute because she doesn't know how to process them. Okay, she doesn't know how to be there for you, beautiful. Like this is so intense for her. She's just like, oh my God, what do I do? How do I be there? Like, how do I show up? All of these things. So she's just shutting down as like a response to your situation, unfortunately. Okay, but you guys will be able to have a conversation. And it will give you some good insight as well. I believe the conversation will give you some good realizations about like how she navigated this situation and how to be able to kind of like navigate through real serious situations moving forward as well, because these things generally kind of like, yeah, she tends to respond a certain type of way when it comes to certain serious situations. Okay. It's just the way that she deals with like situations herself, unfortunately. So it's not you, it's just personally that's just the way that she is when it comes to dealing with like really serious situations. She just kind of like shuts down. So again, take notes, my love, because this is good for you to understand. Like this is what, listen, with the retrogrades, right? The retrogrades are there to like give us some insight. So we like retrograde season is usually like the mocks before the exam. Okay, because then later on God is going to test us and be like, did you learn what I was showing you in this space in this situation last time when this planet was in retrograde and I was working on this inside of you or this inside of this person and I was revealing their sickness to them? And do you see what I'm saying? Like just take notes, beautiful. Take notes on like what is actually going on. Oh no, that's okay, beautiful. Thank you. Oh, that's nice. Honestly, whenever I come into this space, I really just want the guides to be able to like let me know whatever messages that needs to be delivered. So I'm glad that the message really resonated with you. And you guys like are able to take whatever you can from the situation. I think that sometimes we just expect like people to know, like how to like cater to us. But it's unfortunate, like sometimes they cater to us in the way that they cater to themselves. And I think that this is just genuinely how she processes her own feelings. She just kind of like suppresses them. So she's responded to you, showing you in terms of how she processes her own feeling. Okay. I hope it turns out positive for our bond. I think that it has the potential to strengthen the bond. I think it's a step back to the bond right now, but I think that it has a potential to strengthen the bond in the future, because I think that being able to have that conversation really gives both of you guys some clarity. I think that they learn, because you can really have a conversation and be like, look, I didn't want you to do anything. I didn't need you to say anything. I just needed to know that you were there. Do you know what I mean? And that might... Yeah, I am still here, Mina. I'm literally just heading out of this space now. That might really sort of like change the situation. Okay. Like just being able to like have a conversation about how things could have been done differently. And it puts things into perspective for like future challenges that may be a little bit difficult to navigate through. Okay. Right, guys. Oh my God, I can't believe I got through it. Oh, what a night tonight, guys. What a night tonight. I hope you guys got what you were sort of like meant to receive from the readings tonight. I really did want God to be able to like bless as many of you guys as possible. Yeah, it is so late. It is so late, beautiful. And on that note, we are going to follow on Kiana's cue and head out for the night because I am now exhausted. My mind is like processing all of this stuff. So I'm gonna love you guys and kind of leave it there for you guys for the night. But thank you guys so much for just being so awesome as always. I'm sending you guys so much love. Mwah, mwah, mwah. God bless you guys. Okay, I'll see you guys next week.
They said to hold her back, they never seem to leave her head and tend to keep her mind at war. All the things they said to hold her back, they keep her locked inside of all the times when she's been hurt before.
Thank you, Mina. God bless you too. Take care, guys. I'll catch y'all next week. Ta-ra. Mina, I'll get your reading done at some point throughout this whole situation this week and next week. Okay, my love. I'll keep you posted. God bless, guys. Ta-ra. Take care.